on August 29th, 1997. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines. The computer which controlled the machines, Skynet, sent 2 Terminators back through time. Their mission? To destroy the leader of the human resistance, John Connor, my son. The first Terminator was programmed to strike at me in the year 1984, before John was born. It failed. The second was set to strike at John himself in 1991, when he was still a child. It failed as well. The third time was set to strike at John himself, again, as a 30-year-old adult in the year 2017. Only this time, we were fairly certain that the Terminators would not be very successful. It's not a dream, you moron! It's real! No, the date it happens! On August 29th, 1997, it's gonna feel pretty fucking real to you! Anybody who are not wearing 2 million sunblock is gonna have a real bad day, get it?
And we're live! Hello and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name is always Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my very special friend, Chris. How's it going, Chris?
Oh, he's finishing. I'm just going to finish this now.
All right. And,
chug.
And my very special brother, Alex.
I'm special.
And we are here with Terminator, the RPG. Now, this is the official, not official, unlicensed version based on nothing but my brother's own sick, twisted mind. So if you feel like this is a sort of a gray area, legally speaking, you probably shouldn't watch this video because that's the way it's going to be the entire game. We're going to use a lot of names from James Cameron's holy texts. How's everybody doing tonight? Uh-oh. That's right. It is an 18+ game, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this and you're not aware of swear words, well, we're happy to introduce you to some of them. 2 of my favorite being poopy and bing bong. What about you, Chris?
And Nook Shook.
Well, yeah, well, a Nook Shook would be one. Alex, can you back up?
It's gonna feel pretty fucking real to you.
He did say that.
That's right. He's in his Sarah Connor mode right now.
You just embodied Sarah Connor. So like Wells.
And oddly, he has the same facial structure as her because I always thought she wasn't that attractive. Anyway, so thank you so much for being with us on this Wednesday night. Hope you're down to hang out and have a little bit of fun. We are, of course, the INVICTUS stream. This is, of course, an 18+ show. This is, of course, Alex and Chris, and of course, my name is Harlan. We are here with the Terminator RPG. It is based on one of our favorite film series. I shouldn't say that. One of our favorite movie sequels.
Inspired.
but it's not a good film series.
It's one good, really good movie.
But not even the first one, just the second one.
Just one really good movie.
Which is a rarity. The first one's good. It's required watching to really get the whole oomph of the second one. But the second one is really the meat and potatoes of this entire series. So
my wife and I sat down to watch this movie last night, and she's like, "Well, why is it number 2?" And I'm like, "You don't need to see number 1. It'll all make sense."
Besides Michael Bain, who's really cool, there's nothing much that's any good in the first one. Oh, tits! There are tits.
Boobies
are always a good thing, and especially in 80s movies, they were like falling from the skies. So Terminator 2 is what this is really based on, thus the monologue at the beginning. I want to thank Alex for putting this awesome game together. I'm excited.
Oh, well, I want to thank you for giving me airtime when you know this is going to be very embarrassing for the INVICTUS stream community.
This is going to be, well, anyone who's new to Alex's RPG style, if you ever saw our Deadlands campaign, Lacey is Alex.
Imagine putting Lacey behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, that's basically Alex's RPG style. It's going to be very fly by the seat. The funniest post this week was when someone asks, "What system are we using?" I know, because Alex doesn't use systems per se. He's going to try to mold End of the World, and I don't use systems. So if I'm saying Alex doesn't use systems, what do you think that means? It's going to be a little wacky, but you know what? Here's what tonight's going to be. Get yourself a drink, a beer, something please alcoholic, wine,
something stronger than a beer,
bourbon, straight whiskey, whatever you want. Rubbing alcohol. Don't drink that. That's poison.
That's really bad.
Apparently, that's what we learned during Remnant. Anyway, this is going to be a little bit of a cluster. Alex is using a bit of the sort of rule set of end of the world and sort of the ideals of paranoia. So it's going to be a weird one, an amalgamation of sorts. So let's just get fun. Let's just get loose and let's have a good time. That's what tonight's all about. Okay. So let's not worry too much about that stuff. If you're new to the stream, then there's a lot of stuff you don't know. But one of the things you don't know is that we reward MVP. MVP is the most valuable post. It's the post of the week on the Facebook group that we thought was the most interesting, the funniest, the most entertaining. There is a plethora of ways that you can win the MVP, including this week, which had a special bonus round of sort of MVP-ness. My favorite joke so far of MVP-ness. And MVP-ness makes it sound like you're mad of penis. You're envious of penis. MVP-ness.
Yeah, I like it.
Penis envy.
So if you have MVP-ness, you want to win this. No, but there were two ways that you could do this week. The typical MVP, which I'm going to reward in a second. But I also had a little bit of a bonus round. If you're a part of the group, you'll notice that there was a baking contest this weekend to see who could bake the most fabulous baked goods in all the land of Invictus. Oh, that sounds fascinating. So if you are...
It's an exciting life.
First off, hey, we had to make it exciting. So first off, thank you to everybody who submitted and baked. That was awesome. So a huge round of applause to you guys. A lot of legitimately really good looking things. Michael... posted I think it was a rum raisin cake, bundt cake, which looked phenomenal. Nola, oh gosh, Nola or Nora? I think it's Nola. Nola posted cookies, which looked fantastic, and she said they were gone within the weekend. But two individual, I should say, sets of people stood out amongst the best. Second place up, which doesn't earn MVP or doesn't earn any XP, but earns our freaking respect. You know them very well, but I got to give more credit to Aisha for actually posting it. Aisha Lyle had a fantastic cake, but she didn't just do the cake. She framed the scene with each of the colors of the Invictus guys and sort of like took a little bit of juxtaposition, and made everything look really, really nice. So Aisha, fantastic job with your photo. It was beyond brilliant.
I'm curious, was it a maple flavored cake?
What's that?
I'm curious if it was a maple flavored cake.
It was very Canadian-esque, everything else.
Oh, yeah. I know it was drizzled in a maple syrup reduction of that.
And I noticed
cocaine.
there was a rye, a whiskey there.
There was rye whiskey, but I don't think it was Canadian Club, which is why we deducted points. No, I'm kidding. But it was fantastic. Very, very cool. But we got to give the winner to, I don't think they've won as a couple at all yet, but I got to give it to the, where's the drum roll? Regans! Lauren and John for their post, which actually, it should be no surprise because I was excited. I changed the group photo for the weekend, the top photo for the weekend because of their cake. They made what I counted a 6-layer cake, each with the colors of the Invictus. They had red, blue, green, purple, orange, and yellow. They iced it in the shape of a D20, which is not an easy shape, with the V on the front, and then took a picture of like John taking a bite of it, and it was freaking hilarious. And not just the hilarious aspect and the work that would go into the skill, yeah, but also cost, because that's at least 3 boxes of cake or 2.5 boxes of cake if you really stretched one. And that's like putting money for a bit, and I respect the hell out of that. So well done. You guys win, not MVP, you win the special prize of 5 XP for doing that. So fantastic job, guys. I'm not going to clap again because it's been so much. So we'll give you the gong of awesome. So well done, guys. It's so cool. So cool. And I got to do a shout out to all of the people who submitted legit things. And I couldn't tell any that weren't legit. Like I didn't get this sense.
There was one that was a Rice Krispie square that was bought from Kellogg's.
Yeah, but that was a joke. I think Bob posted that, and he
awesome.
said in it, he was like, "Does this count?" So he was making a goof. But no, for the people who actually took it legitimately serious, you guys are fantastic. I think we might need to make an Invictus cookbook for like the recipes that people. Ooh. What I really want to see, and now this was not the.
What was that thing we cooked in the one campaign in the pot of?
Oh,
pottage of what was in it?
No, it was pottage. Oh fuck.
It wasn't a newt, and it wasn't a.
No, Mark said it. It was dwarf or elf pottage or it's on the tip of my tongue. It's driving me nuts.
Tongue pottage.
No, fucking god damn it. It's going to
They'll
bother me
know.
so much. I know.
I'm sure somebody will put it on Facebook.
No, I can't do it. I can't focus. Mark. Imp.
Oh, I beat me. Mark got it.
Imp and a pot in pottage. So fantastic job. Anyway, God. But yeah, we do. Invictus Cookbook, that's going to be the next thing. Anyway, 5 XP. I'm going to let you guys decide who should take it. You can split it if you want. Personally, I think we know most likely Lauren did more of the work. So 5 XP to Lauren. But if you guys want, if she says no, he actually helped, then sure, you can split it. But she had the passion. I saw it. So well done, guys. Fantastic job. Now, the actual MVP goes to a new member of the group who has not won yet, but had a fantastic post this week called, and his name, the name of the post was, it was a game where can you name a title but with different words? So like the Terminator could be like the Eradicator. The Eradicator for, I don't know another word for judgment. Assumed hour. And it was Henrik Bruckler. You notice I added extra accents on there for no reason? That's how I pronounce it.
Bruckler.
Henrik, I'm going to just say Henrik. Well done. You win MVP. And how many times can we clap? So there you go. MVP and the baked goods. 2 awesome ways to kind of keep the community hanging out and having fun. So thank you to everybody. Thank you for making this a really cool thing to do. Thank you for keeping the community active during the week for us to hang out and do all that kind of awesome stuff. I'm really excited for tonight. Chris, what about you?
I'm going to mute myself before something. I'm super excited.
Why?
Why am I excited? First of all, I've never played a game where Alex is GM'd. You guys have.
Is that true?
First. Yeah, I wasn't there for the.
Well, no wonder you're excited.
I'm like, I don't even know what to expect.
He kept sending me these vague emails like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. Oh my God, this is going to suck. And I was like, I don't get it. Why? And then I realized because he's never seen you.
But I really hope he builds it up to like a pinnacle character at the end.
Yeah.
And then I can walk up and shoot the character.
That's what happens.
And then that's what happens.
Little Eli, and then he can die in the bed.
That's right.
This is a throwback to Deadlands where Lacey killed.
I'm gonna throw him off. No, it's gonna be so
killed a well-crafted character that Chris spent lots of time incorporating into the story. So that's what we got going on.
No, I'm very, very excited. And I don't think we've ever just been me and you.
We haven't. This is going to be a bunch of firsts. This is going to be a Chris and Harlan solo with an Alex sprinkling of GM and a bit of Terminator James Cameron goodness. And it's going to be
thank you, James.
Thank you, James. God bless. Wherever you are, yeah, lots of people died to make this a possibility. So, all right, that's it for me, guys. This is going to be a wacky one. Get comfy, pull out the couch, let's relax.
Pull out your pull-out couch.
Pull out your pull-out couch. Go to bed. Don't watch this.
Get ready to take it all in.
Ready to take it in. Spread wide. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the Terminator.
Down. Okay, so as Harlan previously mentioned, this is based on the Paranoia RPG, thanks to the poll winner this week. It was a long weekend here in Canada. That's an excuse, but I didn't read the entire thing cover to cover in enough time to understand everything. So I took pieces of it. I was going to use more, but I decided less is more, and I've kind of warped it with the Terminator theme, and so we're going to use a little bit of Paranoia. Again, as Harlan said, don't kill me. I'm not a rules-oriented person. I'm more of the story-oriented person. So without further ado, let us begin. I shall set the scene for our Terminators. Well, did you guys want to do an introduction first or after?
Sure. I will do my introduction. My name is T820. I do not know anything other than the code I was assigned. It is on the back of my neck. For many a year, I have worked for Skynet. I follow him blindly. Gail, his name is. Great guy. Very cool. I work with my partner, I-950, or as he prefers to be called, Harper. Together, we do what needs to be done and terminate. That is me.
Thank you, Harlan. And Chris, who is your character?
My character is I-950, who's a prototype, and he works with T820, who only goes by T820 because he's a little bit stiffer on the edges. And I'm kind of learning how to be a Terminator. I'm an alpha, so I'm a prototype. They really perfected the I-950s after me. I'm super emotional, and that's something that they worked out in the kinks. So that's something they didn't want in a Terminator. And
but his emotions did not make him a weak man like I think he is with his soft, squishy skin.
I know you didn't mean that about me.
No, don't.
Can I call you Dad?
I'm not your daddy. We talked about this. I'm not your father.
So, as T820 and I-950 Alpha walk through the hopeless lands of the wastelands of the yester world of humanity, searching for traitors, which is in this case the human resistance. They're traipsing through human bones and dust and lots of falling and crumbling buildings. They're looking for potential traitors of the human resistance. So they're walking along.
There's too many traitors around. I don't know, Harper. I think all this dust and bones on the back of my coat, they make me feel weird.
Yeah, I think the dust has really affected my eyes. I'll just throw these on.
No, you do not. And I reach out and I grab the glasses in his hand.
I'm ready.
You're not
I've earned these.
Harper, we talked about this. The Terminator glasses are only for true Terminators. For now, you must.
I'm a newer model than you. You're just an old model.
You think that makes a difference? Old models mean nothing. When it comes to the raw power of the Terminator, I am unstoppable. And I take the glasses from your hands and I put them in my pocket.
In your pocket? Okay. We're going to roll. Someone's going to roll for initiative. I need an initiative roll. So just both of you roll a 20. Whoever get the higher one, that's going to be initiative.
17.
Again, I was also going to use the end of the world rules, but we're going to mix and mash those as well.
Is it because you don't know the end of the world rules?
Yes, exactly. And the 15. All right, Harlan, you're going to roll for perception.
Okay. So I take the glasses from Harper, my young trainee, and I put them in my pocket. And as I do, a little trigger goes off of my metal brain. Someone here. Hold on.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. You haven't earned these yet. And I'm going to roll perception. You show me do 20, don't you?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, you perceive that in the corner of your eye, you see scrambling.
I don't have eyes. I have senses in the corner.
Well, yes, in the corner of your what I would call eyes of your.
Someone's making scrambled eggs.
You see a formation of maybe it was 2 or 3 people running behind a mound of rubble.
And I turn to Harper, get down! And I throw him behind a piece of cover, and I atomically walk over and bend over.
And before you know it, there's 3 human resistance fighters, and they pull out their laser machine guns, and they're like, brrr, brrr.
Harper, do you have your weapon on you?
I don't have my weapon on me. You just threw me, and I'm now nursing a scabbed elbow.
Harper, your weak human bones. You're going to get.
Yeah, I'm made out of flesh.
My exoskeleton is covered by flesh too.
You don't feel. No, you don't understand. I feel it hurts. Okay.
All right.
You got to think before you act. Sometimes. Okay.
I bend down and I survey the resistance. How many fighters are there?
Okay, so you scan and roll the 20 die.
Okay. Ooh, 2.
Okay, so you only see one. One is poking up from behind the rubble, and he's shooting at you, and he's got terrible aim. They're whizzing by you.
The dust clouds are causing my senses to not read. I can only see one. There must be more.
Let me have a look. I peek my head over to take a look as well.
Okay, so you see that there are in fact 3 fighters. And there's 2, and you can see just the tops of their heads, and there's 1, and they look nervous. They're you're not really, as far as you can see, the shifty eyes.
What's the protocol in a situation like this as Terminators? Do we terminate?
Yeah, without question.
Just checking. Didn't know if it was maybe something else.
That's a fair question. I mean, really, with a name like Terminator, it could be open for suggestions.
Right to the existential question right there.
All right.
820. I'm gonna sit here and hold my elbow that's now bleeding. You go and kill them.
And I turn to Harper. You're weak, little man, but you'll come with me. And I grab the back scruff of his neck and I stand him up.
Oh, okay, this is happening. This is happening.
You want to get your sunglasses? Earn them.
Yep.
And I walk out from behind the boulders, running towards them.
Perfect. And you have this awkward run. It's like you're running on your heels.
Come back here.
Okay, so give me a 3 of your positive negative die rolls.
Okay, so 3 positive. Ooh, and 3 negative. Wow. What the fuck was that?
That's 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, 5. So you see,
they all cancel out.
Everything cancels out? That's insane. Wow.
well,
Yeah. Holy shit. That's never happened. Okay, so
the machine gunner, he brazes past you, and it goes.
he runs past me?
No, the machine gun. It hits you in the legs. It's a but it doesn't do anything.
Well, I'm a Terminator.
You're a machine. You're a Terminator.
And I stop and I look down my flesh with large holes in it, and the blood that they infuse into my skin graft kind of just flying out, revealing the metal structure of my knees. And
your living organism on top of a steel exoskeleton.
Resistance, big mistake. And I turn to Harper. We need to get them.
Excellent. I like the initiative, so that's perfect. Harper, why don't you roll your pluses and my 3 plus 3 6 die. Roll 3 and then 3.
That seemed like a glitch. Oh no, maybe not.
Okay, so
your 6 and 6 cancel.
So you have a 1 and a 4, so he succeeds for sure.
Yeah.
He's got a 1 on his good side.
right.
Perfect.
Okay, so I look at their emotions, something that 820 can't do. Very
Stop
well.
rubbing it in.
And I figure out the one that looks the most nervous,
Okay.
and I run towards him. And as I go by, I get a piece of like rebar, something that's sticking out of the rubble.
Yeah.
And crack him over the head.
You do have guns. You realize that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
I realize that now.
Standard issue Terminator rifles.
In that case, I will crack him over the head with bullets.
Okay. So you're shooting at him?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the human resistance goes down as if you hit him a paper bag with an elastic band.
Old man,
just like nothing.
I call it 820. I say, old man, get the other 2.
I'm not man. I'm flesh on top of steel.
Okay.
And I point to where the other 2 were because his prescription glasses couldn't see them.
And I bend down and I take a piece of like a human skull, and I toss. Oh, I guess it's their turn. Never mind. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And
I'm
I
just doing
toss
this in the
one
background.
at the closest one's head.
Okay.
Positive.
Roll me a 6. Roll some of
This
these. Oh, 4, I guess.
4, so 2 positive, 2 negative.
Yeah.
You're just picking shit out of a hat. All right, so the 2's
Looks
a
good to
success.
me.
2's a success.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't
6.
count. It's nothing. And then I got 2 sort of failures.
Okay.
Or 2 negatives.
Yes.
Oh, 2 stresses. I'll add them.
Okay. Yeah, again, heads up community, I'm not heavy into the rules part here. That's
Stop
for when
saying
I'm a
it.
player.
Sorry.
Right?
They know by now.
So okay, you managed to injure one of the 2, and he's incredibly afraid because
So it
he's
just
got
bounces off his head. Punk.
yeah, he's afraid. Well, they're both very, very afraid now, and one's injured.
I walk right over to the one that's afraid. And I walk up and I grab him by the throat. What is leaking from your eyes?
And I walk up and I say, whoa, 820. We don't have to kill him yet.
Is he the
We
last
can.
one?
Is this the last one?
Yeah. Well, there's one injured, and he's kind of cowering on the floor beside you guys.
Okay.
So
And
again,
then
I'm
you're
gonna walk
holding
up
a
and kill
perfect-
the one who's injured. Bang!
Okay,
And then
perfect.
the one that
He's dead.
he's strangling.
Yeah.
Right. I say, okay, 820, we could kill him,
Yes.
or stay with me here. We can
I'm with you
question
here.
him.
I am with
We
you
can-
here.
Okay, but are you with me? Because you're still choking him.
You told me I'm with you here. I'm with you here.
But
Where
stop
am I?
choking. Okay,
If I am not here, where am I?
820, you're
Yeah.
choking a man right now, and he needs to breathe.
Yeah, and he's
You
gasping
don't.
for air, and he's turning blue.
Then make
820,
them
put
stay
him
with
down
me.
just for a moment. You can break his knee, break his ankle, do something like that. But maybe we talk to him.
Why?
Well, we can find out where the rest are and do some more terminating.
While you guys are talking, the guy,
And while he's holding the guy up, I reach into his pocket to get my glasses.
No!
You
And I
know,
slap his hand away
Terminating.
with my free hand.
Damn it.
meanwhile, the man
Tell
that's
the
in,
Terminator not to
It's like
turn.
kicking. You want me to kick 820, like constantly.
the man that T820 is holding dies.
Oh, why didn't you?
he just
He's no
can't
longer
breathe,
breathing.
guys. So
I grab like a
drop
skull
his
and I
lifeless
just-
body.
God, crush it in my hand. I go, 820. We could have questioned him.
Why?
Well, okay. I know we terminate, but we can do more terminating. It's like 2 steps ahead if we find out where the rest of them are.
And 820 turns towards the setting sun. Harper, you're part human. You don't understand. I am built for one purpose, and I must fulfill that purpose at all times, and that is to terminate.
And as he turns towards the sky, and I say, "If only you understood." And a single
slap
tear
away your
drops
hand.
down my. What's that? You slap me again?
I slap away your hand as you go to reach for my sunglasses.
Yeah. And then I was like, ah. I say,
meanwhile, over your you suddenly hear a ringing kind of cell phone type sound. Do 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 do. And you know that it's coming from your internal mind
circuitry.
your telecommunications device.
And I turn it on. Hello.
Hello, 8T820. This is Skynet. How have you been?
Let me put you on speakerphone.
Hello, T820. Hello, I950 Alpha. This is
Hello.
Skynet.
I put my ear to his mouth to hear better.
How are you doing, guy?
Very good. I'm glad you remembered my name. Gale is what I prefer, says the Skynet voice.
We are old friends.
I have a message. Please return to headquarters for your next mission. Thank
Alright.
you.
And
And Gale hangs up.
And without
Yes.
waiting a second, the Terminator begins walking back towards head office.
Perfect.
I mean,
And I'm kind of like skipping up behind him and say, "What do you think? What do you think Gale wants?"
I do not think I perform my duty as assigned.
Well, if you did, we'd have better conversation.
Perhaps, but if I did what you do, and I stop and I turn, then I would have not gotten my sunglasses. And I turn back and continue walking.
I start like kicking the stones at my feet as I'm walking. It's like, why do you always have to bring up the sunglasses?
The stones and the skulls. So as you're walking, you come up to a bunker door that's surrounded by rubble and skulls, and there's just like skulls and rubble everywhere. There's not even enough. There's more skulls than there ever were humans. And you walk up to the door, and a little panel on the side of the door opens, and I950 Alpha looks into the panel, and it scans his scanning eye devices, his eyes.
Retinal scanner.
Yeah, his retinal scanner, and the door opens up, and you make your way into what you know as Skynet headquarters.
Skynet headquarters. I'm happy to be here.
So
You're
you're
not
walking.
happy. You're not happy.
Do you have to hold that over me every second of every day? Because I have no emotions. Do you think you are better than me?
What, are you getting frustrated?
I
No,
don't
no, you're
know.
He doesn't know. He's got no emotions. As you enter the hallways of Skynet headquarters, it's very, very white, almost as if it was created by Apple.
Or the
You know, a white iPad world. And
that
as you're
kind of
I know what you mean.
as you're walking down the hallways, you're seeing a few humans, usually doing chores, picking up trash, sweeping,
And I stop
mopping.
and I turn to Harper. Don't you have human things to do? Like exit your bowels.
Okay, so I'm flesh, yes. And I happen to need to use the washroom. Yes. Yeah, I need to use the washroom.
Don't you need... And I stop him as he walks away and say, don't you need to fuel on sustenance as well? Eating food.
Yes.
But
Yes,
remember, only eat one lunch. Because if you eat all these other people's lunches, I'm going to tell you to stop it.
And
So
if
is there
he's eating
cafeteria
cookies,
nearby? One for Germany.
One reference. Kindergarten.
also, other than so you see humans, but you also see other Terminators. They look exactly like you two, and they all talk in an Austrian accent, except for some of the.
I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing all right. How are you? All right. You? I don't know.
IT 820. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are
IT
you?
820. How are you?
No, you're 830. I'm 820.
And they all kind of look at I-950 Alpha as if he's the loser in high school. They're like, "Hi T820, how are you? Psh, I-950 Alpha." Psh.
And while for the most part T820 lets them pick on him, he also feels like him like a younger brother because it's a responsibility. And today he steps between 830 and says, "Go back to your business. I-950 is my friend. I mean, he's my duty."
I like try to like pretend to try to get around. Let me at him. I could take him 820. Don't worry, I got this guy.
And I don't hold you back.
Well,
The other T Terminator just stands there and looks at you with a blank stare. He doesn't feel threat. He doesn't feel anger. He just looks
I
at
just
you.
like put my hands in my pocket and walk around him.
Stop kicking skulls. Why are there skulls on the floor?
And then the Terminator yells at a close by human, "Clean up these skulls on the floor," and keeps on walking past you. You continue down.
To be honest.
You continue down the hallways to where you prefer to get your mission reports. You see, in Skynet there are computer consoles everywhere, and you guys living here, you kind of come to, you like your local. We like our local hangouts. You guys like your local computer interfaces. That's the one that you like to go to.
That's right.
So you show up, and who steps up to the computer interface?
I wouldn't even debate it. Go first.
Okay. And you put your finger into the yes, perfect. You're I hope the screen was on you at that point.
I think it was. Oh, it's not gonna be. All right.
And you hear Gale, the Skynet. Basically, so Skynet is Skynet, and it runs everything. Everything's connected to Skynet, but Skynet prefers to go by Gale. So Gale comes on the computer and she says, "Hello, T820. Are you here with Thomas Harper again?"
And then a Windows 10 update comes in. And we gotta wait.
No, don't want to update. Dismiss.
No, dismiss.
Yes, Gail. I'm here with Harper.
I'm sorry, we're still working out the bugs.
It's all right, Gail. You look great.
Why, thank you, T820. T-heat. And she's giggling in her own computer way. She proceeds to tell you, or no, I will tell you. T820, I-950 Alpha. I have a report that the leader of the human resistance is again coming up with plans to destroy me. Your mission. Go ahead.
No.
Yes. He is.
No,
This
it's not fair.
This pesky John Connor is at it again.
Damn! We hear nothing about John Connor every day. John Connor this and John Connor that. Go to the past. Stop John Connor killing his baby. Kill his mother. I'm tired of hearing from John Connor.
I'm sorry, but I have a better idea this time. I'd like you to go to the past and kill John Connor before he becomes the leader of the human resistance.
We've never tried this. This could work.
It sounds like a great idea, Gail.
This time I would like you to visit the year 2017, where John is a 30-year-old man. He can be found at this address. And they print out sheep.
Does it print out like an old printer? It's like
Yeah. We have to like rip the edges off.
Yes, exactly.
That's the whole page. And they start and I hand it to you to start tearing off the corners.
It's literally like an 80s computer in the far future, in the year 2029.
Well, that's literally what Terminator
Well, it
was.
explains why she couldn't email us our
It
mission.
explains why it took place in 1984.
Yeah. Everything else is advanced. Everything is run on Apple, except for Skynet, which is still a 1980s computer.
And everybody's white.
Yeah.
So you're going to send us, yeah, I can overhear through my intermind. You're going to send us back to 2017, like right as John Connor's about to take a crap on the toilet, and we can just kill him right there, right? Because that makes sense. I get that.
I'm sorry, I-950 Alpha, but that is not possible.
No, because we can time travel, but we can't figure out that. Is that right?
Correct.
Right.
My computer systems cannot handle the data interchange.
Harper! And I turn around. Don't question Gail. She's Skynet. She's all-powerful, all-knowing. You understand?
Yep.
If she says we cannot kill John Connor on the crapper, we cannot kill him on the crapper. Don't question! And I turn back to Gail.
If you question me again, I-950 Alpha, you will be terminated.
He won't. I take full responsibility for all his actions. If he steps out of line, I'll terminate him myself. I promise.
If you step out of line, I-950 Alpha, T-820 will be terminated.
There's an echo in here. That's what I said.
So you have your mission, and you're assumed to know what to do.
Yes, let's go to the time portals. But first, I need to stop off at home for a secret mission. And I begin walking to our apartment. We share an apartment,
Yes.
156th floor of Skynet Tower.
Which is actually below ground, 650.
Well, obviously,
Underground.
it's the future.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
And I get onto the elevator. I love this song.
It's Girl from Ipanema in the most electronic voice you
Hey.
can imagine.
820, I had a weird dream last night. There was like these sheep. They're all electric. What did you dream about?
I don't know.
See what I
I
did
never
there?
dreamed.
Did you see what I did?
I'm an android. Yes, I get it. We all read it.
Man,
I've seen Total Recall. Blade Runner. Obviously.
Runner.
Philip K. What are you, some sort of dick?
Okay.
Now, as we're on the elevator, I turn to Harper. Have you ever been to the past?
no, this will be my first time. Is it scary?
I wouldn't know. But
You've
I
never
want to
been.
tell you something. Well, no, I'm not scared. You understand? There's no emotions here.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
I noticed. Listen, Harper, you're a good friend, I think. Probably, I don't know what good is. Your friend, I call that. Harper, I understand. You're nervous. A friend. In the past, things are different. You must understand. That's why I wear this P code. Back when we used to go back to kill John Connor's baby, we could wear things like that. Leather coats, cool sunglasses.
You've
Hello?
reached 650.
It's very fast. And we get out, we start walking towards our apartment. But you need to understand, in 2017, people are different. They don't drink beer and play pool. They want to drink coffee and have little mustaches and have hair that looks weird because it's shaved on the sides. This is 2017. You need to understand. It's different. Bad is good and old is better. There's a word they will call us when we get back there. They're called hipsters. Don't worry. We'll make it. And I get to our apartment and I open the door by kicking it, which is how you open a Terminator apartment.
There's no keys. You have to pick every door.
And
No,
I
they kick every door.
notice all the clothes strewn about. Harper, I thought you said you cleaned up before we left.
Does this bother you? Are you mad?
I don't know.
Good, then I'll just leave it.
There's order
But
to things. If
as
you
you-
want to become a Terminator, if you want to earn the sunglasses, you need to make sure that you keep everything clean.
Ah, fine. And I start folding things.
But I-950, it wasn't you that left the apartment messy. Someone else has been in the apartment. And
Someone else has
they're
been
looking
in the
for something.
apartment. I didn't
Not
leave
buying
it.
your lies. Harper, I'm not going to buy your lies.
And I scan it with my retinal scanner that I have, and I look to see if I see any like residue of, I don't know, DNA.
Ooh, okay. Give me a 20 die.
There's semen everywhere.
No, you don't find anything.
I turn to
How
Harper.
inconvenient for me.
You're my friend, so I believe you. Are you telling me that this is not your mess?
Alex, you realize you're in control of the events. So if it
Yes.
is inconvenient for you, you can just change them.
Are you telling me? Did you actually? Are you telling me honestly that you did not believe this mess?
820. I lie to you all the time. I could be lying about lying right now, but what good would that be? So, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't do this.
That makes sense. I walk to the door and I hold my foot up to measure the boot size that previously kicked in the door.
And you do. You notice that there is a big boot, but it's smaller than yours.
This boot size is smaller than mine, which makes no sense. And I turn back because all Terminators are made identically. That means a human kicked in, or at least an I-950 unit.
Oh, man.
Bingo.
We'll
No,
never
even
catch you.
I-950 units have the same foot size.
Yeah, but they're smaller than Terminators. I mean, T-800s. I mean, whatever I am. Yeah, T-800.
I start microwaving a pizza pocket.
Why you eat that
Like-
junk? I sit at the counter. Why do you eat this?
I have to eat it, okay? I'm not just flesh over top of mechanism. I'm flesh all the way through with a little bit of mechanism, okay? So I need some food.
I eat too. And I walk up and I stand over.
You don't
and I
know
put my
emotions?
foot
And you don't know what hangry is like. It's the worst emotion.
Emotions. You make it sound like they're so good, and yet I see you complain all the time about them. Why doesn't she love me? Why is my bonus sticking through my pants? Why do I have to poop all these times? All these emotions that you take so much granted for, you complain about non-stop.
There's a lot of good too. And I pull out a book of poetry.
What is this?
Poetry.
What is
Read
poetry?
it.
And I look at it.
Beautiful.
As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. This is not relatable, and this is not poetry. And I tear the book in half.
Suddenly,
Pull out my pizza pocket.
Harper, you need to stop thinking in the clouds. If you want to be a Terminator, you need to think like the T-800, the ultimate Terminator.
the
The
same.
door.
It's the same sound for everything. Gail comes over the speaker intercom in your apartment. T820, I950 Alpha.
Yes.
Have you left yet?
No, you just needed a pizza pocket, whatever that is. I'm
I got
going to.
What are you doing?
Gail, while we're gone, please run a sub routine on our room. It seems like someone may have been through our things.
Gail begins a rant. She begins a rant about how John Connor is out to get. You do realize that John Connor is out to get me, and if he succeeds in what he's trying to do,
Gail,
But is there really a rush?
with due
I mean,
respect,
if
if
you
you
go back
into
in
the
time,
past, it's irrelevant. Time is no, it's no issue if you're going back in the past. No, but I turned to Harper, being the follower. I say, she's right. We made the commitment. We must go right away. You can
I'm
poop on the way.
always right.
And I walk outside, pushing all the skulls past our door, and making like a line through the skulls.
wading through them.
What, in the hallway? There's no skulls in the hallway.
There's just skulls everywhere. It's the future, man. And I press the keypad to the future, which is at the very top. There's a little infinity button.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So, question.
I'm thinking it's daybreak.
Chris,
Yeah.
roll me a 20. What did you get?
15.
15. Okay, the pizza pocket does not burn your mouth.
Oh, nice! That
going
would have
up
been
to
an
the-
ultimate. That would have been a trauma.
Oh my goodness.
You're going up to the infinity floor, and Sure enough, when you get there, infinity floor, you step off, and there's a big sign that says, "Please remove all clothes here."
And I'm looking a little embarrassed because
Take off your clothes.
they designed the 950 with bashfulness and
A smaller penis.
a smaller penis. Less wind resistance.
Let's just pretend this shirt is me naked. No one wants to see that.
Oh yeah. For those of you watching, we're just pretending they get naked. This is an RPG after all.
I thought about it.
I
I
know.
thought when we go Terminator, I was like, I should maybe take off my clothes. And I thought, nah, it's not going to go over well.
Yeah. You could just, yeah. Anyways.
I can just show my chest. What? Look at that.
All your clothes, including that first. Oh my god, that's not the first shirt.
Oh my god.
All right. So
Okay,
I walk
so
over
then-
to the big empty pads and I turn to the guy at the console. We're going to 2017, August 6th.
Okay. I'll put it in for you.
Thank you. I love your voice. You're so cool.
It's the Doc from Back to the Future. We just get the
Thank
flex
you.
capacitor right.
And
We got
the
that guy.
the Terminator unit that's standing at the control unit, he yells at you, "Get down! Crouch!
And
On the ground!"
I do that pose.
The thinking man kind of thing.
Yes. So you have to crouch into the thinking man pose. Are you ready?
I was ready.
I'm
But remember,
I'm
tell Gail
apprehensive.
I'll be back. And I look down.
What were you
That
saying?
be the only time I get to use it. I need to.
So he begins to transport you, and as he's transporting you, you hear at Skynet Gail come over the line. She says, "Are you leaving it?" Oh, good, they're leaving. So she's nagging you all the way out the door.
Does that mean
Okay.
she was evil?
Exactly. It's
I
more
assume
like
that
this.
was the sound, right?
And then
Or is
so
it more like this? Oh, that's
Halfway
much less
through the transportation, I release my bowels. And hopefully
Yeah.
it goes somewhere else.
typical.
okay, so you arrive in the year 2017, and it's August, and it's hot. That is the longest arrival scene in any of the Terminator sequels.
And with smoke billowing out, I stand up and look to the Starbucks in front of us.
Majestically.
So
Follow
what you
me,
guys
Papa.
didn't realize is that you were in the same bubble together. And when I-950 Alpha released his bowels, it was like you guys were in like a snow globe, and it just shook it up.
Oh, I'm so sorry, 820.
I don't care. Nothing bothers me ever.
He
And I
says
turn
as
to the
he's covered in
Starbucks and I
poop.
go walk to the Starbucks. And there's this bearded guy with a big mustache at the back of the long line. Is it morning or night?
820. You can't walk in there. We're naked.
It's all right.
The guy-
I do this every time I go back.
The guy standing at the doorway with a mustache, and he's wearing this toque. Even though it's extremely hot out, he's wearing a toque. And sunglasses that are from the 80s.
All right.
You can still wear, yeah.
No, I moved
He-
my sunglasses. I was naked. I turned to him. I
He
said,
says to you, you do realize that you're covered in poo, you naked weirdo. And then he sips his
and
coffee.
I just take his sunglasses off his head and I put them on.
What are you doing? Those are my sunglasses. Give them back to me. And he reaches for your sunglasses.
And I take his hand and I crack his knuckles back.
So
Whoa.
you break his hand.
Give me your clothes.
I see
It's
what he
8
did,
a.m..
and I go and do it to the next person.
And I take
You
his
go-
clothes back.
You go up to the
Like
next
I'm trying
person.
to, like I'm looking back at him, seeing what he's doing, so I run up and grab somebody else's hand and start breaking his fingers.
Okay, so as T820 is standing there breaking one person's hand, you walk over to the little outdoor patio area.
it's like an 8-year-old girl.
And no. There's another hipster guy sitting there, and he's like on his iPad. He's on his iPad or laptop or something, and he's He's listening to music, and you walk over, and what do? You break his arm.
I grab his fingers and start breaking them the way they.
So this poor guy, he's just sitting there minding his own business, and you walk over and break all of his fingers, and his whole hand just like goes completely backwards. And so there are two of these injured men standing outside of Starbucks, just screaming in agony. And you're on a busy Los Angeles street in the middle of the summertime, and there's just people crying out, and they're all, and you know, there's cars passing by, and there's people screaming, and you hear cars screeching, and
I turn to Harper and I say, "This is normal," and I begin walking down the road with my fresh clothes.
And I follow after him, still naked.
And before
and
long,
open a sewer grate, and I start climbing down it.
Before long, you hear police sirens, and
I pull the grate up over top of us. Well, that was weird. Is that what going back to the past is normally like?
Yes. Here's the thing I learned. You ask any person, the first person you see that's your size, to take the clothes. Then they call these things called police officers. And they come and they try to shoot you. But here's the thing. No one wants to get poop on them.
I didn't.
And immediately you're done. In 2017, people are very weak. They're very emotional. You'll fit in.
It's called emotional intelligence, and it's a skill that is really important.
Yes, but not in 2017. Watch. I climb up, and there's a woman walking by, and I say, "White privilege." She looks, and she goes, and runs. And I shut her.
And she pulls out, first of all, she screams, and then she pulls out her cell phone, and she takes a picture of you. And she says, "I'm putting this on Facebook.
Tag me. Let me show you my Facebook." And I go up and I take the phone and I crush it.
So now you're back out of the sewer?
Yeah, just to crush your phone.
Okay, so at this point, there's like cops around, right?
Right.
They now know where you were, where you've gone.
Right.
Had you stayed in the sewer, they may not have found you. So
well, I'm the Terminator.
Cops are standing, behind their vehicles, and they're like,
"Oh shit!
Stop! And they start shooting at you without asking questions. You're completely unarmed. I'll remind you.
Right.
You're naked.
Appa.
And
I stand up. I get naked still. I grab the lid of the sewer grate and I throw it at the cops.
So, wow, okay. You do. And basically the sewer grate goes through the vehicle and it kills one of the cops on impact. It's like as if it goes through the vehicle like it's paper.
I like 2017. I really do. And I just start going around trying to slaughter people.
"Oh, Harper, you must stop. They're not going to give up now. It was my fault. I needed to come out and crush that girl's phone. Listen." And I turn to him and I hold this thing. "We need to kill John Connor. We cannot be distracted.
We do need to kill John Connor.
Following us. Listen to me. They're under the ground. There's two exits. One of them goes to Tapas. It's a place." And I push him into the grate and I say, "Get to the Tapas!" And I turn back and I begin walking towards the police.
Okay. And then as you're walking towards the police, T820, you hear over your intercom, and you hear it on your intercom too, I-950 Alpha. It's Gail. She says, "What are you doing?" And
"My job."
She says, "You are creating a disturbance, and it's really annoying. All I want you to do is kill John Connor." And she sounds very annoyed. And before you know it, you're hearing like this beeping, like this. Yep, exactly. And you know it as you're self-destruct.
"God damn it!" And I run towards the cops.
Explosion. Boom. And you are destroyed. Both of you. And so the sewer grate goes boom, 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 boom. And meanwhile in 2017, people are blaming it on terrorists. But it's just a
typical
T800 being destroyed.
And they'll think I'm an immigrant too with my accent, so there you go. Support. Topical.
You open your eyes, and You wake up back in your apartment.
Oh, back in the future? Back to the
Yes.
future? Oh.
Yes.
Damn. And I stand up and I walk to the counter and I turn towards Harper's bedroom, which is a human bedroom while mine's a closet. And I open the door. Harper.
And I'm sleeping.
Wake up.
What?
You failed. It's my fault. And I turn towards the setting sun. Every time I turn to monologue, there's always a setting sun. And I look out the window to the mountains of skulls, which are literally mountains. I'm sorry, Harper, I failed you. There's one
The setting sun. The setting sun is really just a continually burning nuclear blast.
There's something I haven't told you, Harper, and it is about the past. When I went back there the first time, that was now. I lied. I was embarrassed.
You've never been to the past before.
Because while I am a full-fledged Terminator, I was mainly a pencil-pushing Terminator. I
And the
was
truth comes out.
for 13 years.
Oh, that's so funny.
And the truth comes out that really when you guys become Terminators, when you're created, the instructional video you watch is Terminator 2.
If I could learn from my mistakes like I have now, it would not have happened. You must understand all Terminators are not made with the sole purpose to go back and kill John Connor. Only like 15 get to do that. I lied to you because I was embarrassed. And if I could feel emotions, I think I would understand what it meant.
I reach out to hold his hand.
Don't do that. It gives me weird feelings. It gives me weird feelings.
Stop it. Okay, so over the intercom in your apartment. Hello, T820. Hello, I950 Alpha. It is I, Gale again. What are you doing?
It was my fault. I take full responsibility, Gail. It
Go
was my
back
mistake.
And get the mission complete.
No,
she
listen,
says.
it was my fault. I need Harper to hear this too. Being a Terminator doesn't always mean you do what's right. It means you do what you think is right. And then you apologize when you make a lot of people dead. But I walk over to Harper. I've seen you do this 100 times. So let me try. And I hold my arms out for a hug.
I reach in to hug him. This is really a weird time for this, but yeah, okay.
It's my way of saying I'm sorry and I will do better.
I know you will. I know you will.
You know what? You said
I know you'll do better.
I would what?
Let's go kill John Connor. And I walk away
John
from
Connor.
him. I say, Gail, we're coming. And then we get all the way back upstairs to the teleport.
There am I.
So you're back in the same place you are, and Gale comes over the intercom again. Please bear in mind that I trust you two. All other Terminators, as far as I understand, could possibly be traitors.
Oh.
Please do not make me bring you back here again.
I understand. We're sorry, Gail. Harper. That means we're her favorite. And I open the door and push out towards the skulls.
You guys are now back up at the you guys are now back up at the portal room. And the same Terminator stands there in the exact same position. He says, "Get down!" And
you get back in the post.
Yeah. And so he pulls the lever, and you guys go through your same thing. Do you poop yourself this time again, Chris?
No, I've learned.
Okay.
This time.
Okay, fantastic. So you arrive at...
Hold on.
Good, this will give me time.
Oh, that's better.
That is much better. That was much quicker.
I stand up again to a different Starbucks because they're everywhere.
Side note, that can be a really good sound effect for our friend who is asking. I can't remember who was asking. They were looking for sound effects to make.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Richard Sicardo, Sky Captain. Ricardo,
Bingo.
Sky Captain.
Sky Captain, that's right. Make some sounds for transports,
So
transportation.
I turn to Harper and I push him into an alleyway.
But hold
I
on,
walk
you
into
guys
an alleyway.
You guys do, this time at least you appear behind the Starbucks, in the alleyway behind the Starbucks.
Okay.
Okay, last time I broke a guy's fingers. Why did I do that? is that part of it?
In all training, we are shown a film called Terminator 2. It's where we get our names and our accents. They program us from that film. And there's a scene where this cool guy like me goes into a bar and takes a guy's jacket. But you're right, it's 2017. There's better ways to do it.
And as you say that,
I rub mud on my face and I tussle my hair and I go into the back. We are hungry homeless people.
I walk in and grab someone's MacBook, and I connect with the MacBook, and I start a Kickstarter page for clothing.
in the 5 minutes you're standing there, half the room of all the people in the Starbucks move to the other side of the room from where you are, and I
support Bernie Sanders.
And
I voted for him.
And your Kickstarter page gains $95,000.
Oh, nice.
And
we wait.
Yeah, so you have $95,000 on a Kickstarter page.
Okay, so then I say, I offer someone $95,000 for their clothing.
Oh, perfect. Good thinking. And the first person to put up their hand behind the counter is a Starbucks employee, and they hand you all of their Starbucks clothing. And there's one guy who's skinny and tall, and there's another guy that's short and fat. So you guys are wearing Starbucks employees' uniforms that don't fit very well at all.
There, now we're gonna blend in.
Have a good thinking with this thing called starting kicking. That's a good idea.
Perfect.
Now we're gonna find John Connor. So I Google him, John Connor.
And
what are you doing? What are you doing there?
There are 8,000 results.
Quiet. What are you doing? And I point to my fingers.
Then I keep typing more John. What did you do to my fingers?
No, what are you doing? I'm asking you.
I'm looking up John Connor.
It's what is this? What is the Google?
I'm Googling.
What is a Google?
It's like Skynet, but
should you be using Google here?
They track more of your information without asking. I keep Googling.
Google. And I walk over to other customers. Google. I'm Googling you.
And then the Starbucks customers, an employee who's now in his underwear walks up to me. He says, listen, you guys have created enough of a disturbance, and I do understand that you just gave me $95,000 for my clothing, but I'm gonna have to ask you both to leave. It's kind of disturbing the other customers. Sorry.
So yeah, I said fine, we'll leave. Do we have an address or anything?
No. Nothing.
Okay. So I say fine. Do you know John Connor?
Good joke, the guy says, and he winks at you.
I look at E20 and I point to my laughing mouth.
Google.
So he goes back to work, and no, he holds the door open for you guys because he's asking.
And as we walk out, is there like a billboard with like John Connor on it?
No, it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy to get John Connor's address. Come on, guys.
I have an idea. You should Google. And I walk over to a young girl in a beanie cap who's sipping a latte frappuccino with 16 ounces of skim milk.
And without looking up, she says, "Yeah, can I get a refill?"
No, can you get me? Google. I'm looking for John Connor.
You have got to be kidding me, she says.
No, I don't kid. I don't have emotions.
He doesn't.
Listen, I have rights, and I deserve. No. I have the right to have a Starbucks coffee delivered to me. You work here. Get it for me, she says.
You sound entitled. Give me a hand or to bend your fingers backwards.
No.
And runs away. She screams and runs away. And
oh, look, she left her phone on the table. And I pick up her phone. I said, "This is all we need. Let's get out of here, quick."
And I take it. What is this?
No.
I don't understand. It lit up.
And we go on to Tinder and Grindr to see if we can find John Connor.
Sure enough.
We keep swiping.
There's a lot of men who look like me.
Nope.
Before you know it.
There's a guy like this.
Oh, wait, he seems promising. Let's go find this person. Does it have a name?
Yeah, it's John Connor. That
I found him.
You see this picture, the name John Connor comes up, and but there's no address.
So I walk outside the back of the Starbucks, and I kick open the door, and I walk into the hall. Damn, I'm so out of place in this world. And I punch a hole in the brick wall.
And I say, "Whoa!" And I pull his hand out, and I brush off some of the stone. Hey, 820, you okay?
Do that again. It makes me feel things in my trousers.
And I kiss his knuckles.
I like this. This makes me feel good. Is this what you mean, emotion? And I look down and I just have a massive boner.
No, that's not emotion. No,
but I want to do things with it. Gail?
You think it's Gail, but in fact, it's the cell phone that you're holding, and it seems that John Connor has swiped the way is good. Is it? I don't know what the way is. This way is.
We're a bunch of married guys.
Yeah. He swipes back to you.
And I
the thing that's involved with these.
And you get you as you're looking at the phone, you get another ding dong, and it says, "Hey, want to meet up?"
Tell him we want to kill him.
Maybe we can use that thing, and I gesture down to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him we want to hunt him down and kill him so he stops Skynet.
No, let's not do that. I type back, I say, yeah, totally.
On. If that's John Connor,
Netflix and chill. That's code, I think.
No, listen. Harper, if that's John Connor, we want to kill
stop.
him.
We're not going to, no. We got to do this in a little bit of a, it's not just run and kill like you normally do. People have emotions in 2017.
But I'm the Terminator. It's what I do.
I know, but now's not the time. And I type back, I say, oh, maybe. Yeah, let's meet. Haha, LOL, kissy face.
Why did you spell meat with an A?
Greater than 3, or 3 is greater than nothing.
So to understand these words.
And he texts back. He says, "I'm in Pasadena. Where are you?"
I'm at the Starbucks in Pasadena. Ah.
Are you? Do you know?
Well, if I'm not there yet, I will find out.
I kick open the back door of Starbucks. Where are we?
And some smart ass girl turns around. She says, LA.
Thank you. And I turn back around. We're in LA.
I hook into the GPS signal of the phone, and I say, "Open your mouth, 820." And I take the cord and I put it in his mouth, and I try to micro USB into his brain.
You do that, and it appears that it's a 34-minute drive to Pasadena from Los Angeles.
We need a car. And I see there's a car on the street. I open the door.
It's locked, but without any effort, the door comes off the hinges.
Right. And I sit in, and I, like every Terminator ever, I hotwire it.
Yeah.
All right. And I push you out of the driver's seat.
Fair. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense.
I'm still here. And before I take off, I turn to him. But Harper, I must say you're doing a great job, but you're forgetting one important thing.
My sunglasses?
No, not yet. And I drive the car around the corner and stop before a gun store. Armaments. And I turn off the car and get out and walk into the gun store.
So two massive guys that awkwardly walk wearing Starbucks uniforms that don't fit them walk into a gun store. And the guy behind the counter, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
"Shotgun, lots of ammo."
"Oh, cool. Planning to shoot up a school?"
"Yes."
"I'm sure you're joking. Sure. How many shells you want? You want a sawed off? You want a long range? What do you want?"
"I want the one from Terminator 2 where the guy spins it on his hand."
"Oh yeah. You want a lever action?"
That's the one. Lever.
Well, they actually stopped making lever action shotguns. But here's a really nice pump action.
And I take it.
You know,
We'll
it
take
looks
two.
really good on you. It's only $800.
See, if this was Terminator, I would just shoot the guy. That's what Terminator.
Yeah, we need some shells, please.
Oh, we will.
Let me get my phone. Click.
I want to leave action. I'm gonna roll to see if there's one hanging behind the door, but it's a
Okay,
special one
perfect.
that you didn't want to sell.
Excellent. I love the rolling idea.
So
keep
that's
forgetting about
something. Let's do a 20 instead.
Yeah, that's
4.
easier for me to
That's very
understand.
light.
4. No.
It's not
There's
there,
no-
but behind a really tough bulletproof glass.
I don't know. Maybe roll again. No, he says to you, heck, before you buy, you want to try it out?
I'm looking for Lever's shotgun. Do you not have one?
Already told you, sir. I ain't got any lever shotguns, but I'll tell you what, if you come to the back, I've got a shooting range and you can try it out. I'm sure you'll be very happy with that pump action. And he turns to you, I-950 Alpha, and he says, can I get you, sir, anything?
I'm so nervous.
I don't imagine you guys are going to need one gun to shoot for the two of you, are you?
I look around and I see that there's a really big hunting knife. I grab that. And then I grab what looks like just a I don't know, a revolver, like a 6-shooter. I grab that as well.
Perfect. So you point at the revolver, and he leans under the counter and pulls
And
it
with the
out.
knife, I stab him in the back of the neck.
Okay.
And I take the shotgun shells, load it, and fire at him.
Boom, boom, boom. So the front of the store is a big glass window,
Mhm.
but it's got two big black curtains on either side of it.
Let's go. And I walk over and I pull the curtain across. Let's collect the ammunition and leave.
Good idea. Okay,
I
so
take
lucky
all
for
the
you.
shotgun shells and I grab my pistol.
I grab
now-
a second, like one of those really big magnums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
got
got two
450s, I think.
Yeah.
Now, just to ease my mind here, think about everything here. You're in a gun store. You just shot the owner. You've dragged across the window covers. Is there?
Let's go at
anything-
the back, I say. I said, let's go at the back.
But we need a vehicle. And I go
Yeah.
and I look out towards the vehicle out front.
Sure enough, actually, roll for me.
Well, you know what? This is a shooting range, too, so they're probably used to gunfire.
16.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you look out
16.
front. It's all good.
Okay.
But you continue to root around the gun store,
Okay.
right?
A little bit
grab-
until we find those things.
And sorry, yeah. What am I thinking? 16. Okay, so you're rooting around the gun store.
Yeah.
And sure enough, underneath the counter, in the bottom
Grenades.
drawer,
No.
Grenades.
hooked to the top of the bottom drawer, is
No.
your lever action. It's a lever action double
Right.
barrel sawed off shotgun.
That doesn't exist, but I like it.
It's the gun you've always wanted. They've never made it.
Action double barrel is not
I know. It doesn't matter.
just the perfect gun.
You know why? Because I fucking said so. That's why.
It says it's signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It says from the movie Terminator 2.
and
If I had emotions, I would be so happy right now.
I know you would.
what do you really want, Chris? I-950? What are you hoping to find here?
I don't know. I don't know guns that well.
You got your two revolvers, right? You said grenades?
Yeah, I want to find some grenades, too.
Roll for some grenades.
And as he's looking, I turn on the TV and just lean on the counter watching the news.
Yeah. And as you're watching the news, you're watching some other Starbucks, which is they're reporting on another Starbucks where two people had their hands broken and
An
a
explosion.
police chasing an explosion.
2017 is going to hell.
I got a 10.
You got a 10? Okay, so you find a grenade.
All right, cool. And I say, oh, look what I got. And I put it in my pocket. We let's get going. We got to get John Connor.
Come in handy.
And
And I open the door and get back in the car.
But you open the door to get back in the car, and sitting there is
a punk with like spiky hair.
yeah, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh shit!" and he drives off. His car's already started. It was already in gear. He just
I
happened to walk
start
out.
trying to
last
run it
minute.
down. And I go to pull out my gun, and then I realize, no. And I shout back, Hopper, no! Come! And I go back inside.
And although Harper is very fast, you're like on his tail for a good kilometer or a good mile, we'll say. You decide that it's too much work.
And I go back inside and lean back on the counter watching the commercials.
And
I
on
pull
the
out the phone,
commercial,
I go,
And when Harper comes back in, I say, Harper, I just saw a commercial for something I think could help us. Uber.
an Uber commercial?
Something called Uber. I don't know. I don't watch commercials. I don't know. Give me the phone.
And you're
sure enough, you look at the phone and there.
Uber. Uber. He said it's on your phone.
Try Google Uber. Say, hey, Google.
Google Uber. It's not
your finger slips and holds that little button on the bottom.
Oh. Geil. Hello?
No, this
Uber.
is Siri.
Uber.
Dialing Uber. Actually, I don't think you dial Uber, do you?
No, I think you like select a car that's close by.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Uber.
Don't see an app for that. You'll need to download one.
Download Uber.
Okay, searching for Uber in the App Store.
There's something called Uber. A download.
So T820 is screaming at his at the device that you guys have found, and before long, he just continues to scream Uber, and before you know it, out front, you're standing in front of the store. A black car pulls up, and he says, "Is somebody screaming for an Uber?" Some young punk is driving.
Let's go.
Do you pull out your gun?
No.
Mind you, it is LA.
I say, we need to go to Pasadena Starbucks.
Perfect.
And I reach into the cash register and I hand him a bunch of cash.
Fantastic. So he looks at you and says, actually, we only take credit card, but I'll drive you there for cash. No problem. And he takes the cash, he shoves it in his thing, and you guys get in the back seat. And
No, I'm in the front seat with him. But like this passenger.
you're off to Pasadena.
And I just turn to the driver and say, Uber.
The driver just doesn't say anything. He's kind of laughing at himself. He thinks you guys are joking. He thinks you guys are playing characters in a movie, which is not that absurd in LA. Anyways, you get to the Starbucks in Pasadena, and sitting at a table on the patio, drinking a latte and looking at his phone, is a guy.
And before we exit the car, I turn to Harper. Let's do this. Kill him.
All right. I pull my guns out.
He's drinking a coffee, and he's just sitting there.
John Connor?
Hey, dude. Hostile.
And I do the slow motion from the first movie.
What? But roll. I really hope you fail.
Okay, well, he went first. So. Ooh.
I failed. I missed. Unless we're doing this system again.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know. What's this movie?
In which case,
What's your roll?
I rolled a 3.
No, you're just gonna roll. Harlan, what's your 20?
20. But then what do I add to it? Then it makes no sense for my character to be rolled up. 3.
What's the fun? What's the fun? Did you actually roll up a character?
Well, I didn't end of the world character like you wanted.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, you rolled a 3, so
It's pure chance. And I miss.
exactly. You've got the gun. You're pulling the gun out, and
It's a dead bullet.
before you can even do anything.
We've never actually
out of it-
fired a gun before, or we didn't.
That's what I did. It just the clip falls out. Well, there'd be one.
Out of the corner of your eye runs a woman who is none other than Sarah Connor. And she says, John, I fucking trained you for this. And she's like late 50s. Like she shouldn't be out running around. she's like, John, I fucking trained you for this, you son of a bitch. And she immediately leaps onto T820's back
Oh, oh, get off! It's not a
And-
tuna. Ah.
And John looks at Sarah and at you two. He's like, and he says, "Mom, chill. It's all good. These guys are my friends. Don't you remember back in 1991? He came and he saved us. Aren't you guys here to save me?" He says to you.
Yes, we're here to save him, right? 820.
She's on my back like a crazy woman. Get off!
We're here to save you, John. No, 820, stop. And I go up and grab the gun from him. He
my
jokes.
God.
Jokes.
They're shooting at you, Mom. And John gets up and runs through the Starbucks. He runs into the Starbucks and out the back door.
All right. Well, if that's happening, I shoot Sarah off his back.
she goes down like a wet rag. Flop.
Ah.
And
Okay, back to plan one. And I say, let's go. We start running after him.
Give me my gun back first.
I give it back to him.
And I say, Harper, stop. We need to take a breath. There are cop cars to the sewers where there's poo. And I walk to the street and I shoot the Uber driver in the head. And I go
cool.
into the sewer again. Trust me.
And
Why are we going to? Okay, yes.
And I turn back to him and say, come with me if you want to live.
oh God,
I
I'm
do
so
want to
glad
live.
you guys made that decision and that I somehow altered reality to work in my favor, because the game would have pretty much ended right there and then.
We had to kill John Connor the first
Well,
time.
that's kind of your mission. I don't know what I would have done if you.
Oh, don't. Hey, you got lots. You got mountains left, Alex. Don't even start.
No, I know.
We get into the sewer
Yeah.
And we hide.
and I bring him down like
a determinate amount of time.
Terminator. This is how it goes. I watched the movie. He runs, we follow. He runs, we follow. It doesn't get anywhere. When it comes to termination, Gail,
What are you
we're in
two
the-
doing?
I hang up on Gail with my other nostril. Listen, when it comes to
Oh,
doing
you
this-
hung up on Gale.
Listen, Gail will understand. When it comes to termination, you must understand something. It's not about chasing. It's about getting him to where we want him. In my movie Terminator 2, what happened was T-1000. He tricked me. He tried to get John Connor back home by pretending to be his parents. So we will go to John Connor's house and pretend to be his parents.
But he
Follow
could change
me.
shape.
Just follow me. We did your plan. Now we do mine.
All right.
And sure enough, we wait till the heat dies down, and we call another Uber. And after a little bit of research on the phone, we find John Connor's home address, and we take another Uber towards it. Listen, when we get in there, I will pretend to be his mother. You pretend to be his father, and we will call him and tell him to come home.
Okay.
Harper, I cannot hear you.
I said say okay, but first I want you to say this. Say hello, mother. Hello, father.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Here we are in Camp Granada.
That's Harper. There's no time for this. And sure enough, we get up to his childhood home in Pasadena, on the outskirts of Pasadena, and the house is abandoned. It's completely vacant,
Yeah.
and the wigs we
Because-
bought are ill-fitting.
Because Todd and Janelle Voight, his step parents, are long gone now too,
Yeah.
and the house is a tweaker pad. It's like
Yeah.
a crack house.
So I turn to Harper. Listen, I understand that you don't get this plan, but trust me, this is a good plan, and we did yours last time, so it's my turn.
Let's do it.
All right.
This is a good plan.
Almost earned this.
So you go up to the front door of the Pasadena house, Todd and Janelle Voight's old home, and you knock on the door, or I should say, what do you do?
I kick open
Yeah.
the door like all
Kick
day.
open- So you kick open the door, and there are like 3 junkies inside, and one has the ability to lift his head, and he looks at you, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Bam!
Waste of life.
Now listen. This plan is almost complete. We have the dresses, and we're in a bit of tight, ill-fitting dresses. But first,
Yeah.
there's no way John's going to believe that we are his parents.
Why are we both in dresses?
I'm in a dress. You're in a loose-fitting suit.
All right.
Harper,
What?
there's no way he's going to buy that we are his parents. With the house looking so messy. So we spend the next 20 minutes cleaning the house. Scrubbing
Doing a home renovation.
doing a home renovation.
So 6 hours goes by.
All right, now listen. Gail.
T820, what is your mission report?
Gail, listen. There's a word called entrapment. And what we're doing now is we are bringing John Connor to his childhood home where we will kill him. I have pretended to be his mother. The mother we just... Oh. Did he watch his mother die?
I think so. I killed her.
Gail,
I would think, and Gail
Gail,
responds, she
listen,
says,
Harper has a bad plan, and he would not listen to reason.
It was not my plan. I can't
This is
believe
not about us.
I pulled my gun out and pointed at 820.
and Gail comes back over the intercom in a very condescending tone. She says, figure it out or I will bring you back and terminate you again. And she hangs up. You hear
Because
the
of you,
click.
Harper, now he has almost a 12-hour lead on us. And I sit down on the broken couch with the dead junkie on it, and I pout.
Oh, perfect time for the mid-game post.
The mid-game post! That's right. It's time for the mid-game post. Hope everyone's enjoying this game so far. It is all over the map, and that's the way that we roll on a Wednesday night. So the mid-game post is the post where we award a little bit of XP to those who can answer the question that Alex is going to send me, because I don't know what he wants to ask.
Yeah. Let's see. What? Damn it. I always do this. What is the floor of Harlan or of T820 and I950 Alpha's apartment?
What is the what number
what floor? What floor is their apartment
Oh,
on?
good one.
All right, what floor is the apartment on?
I think we might have said two different floors. So it was the last time. Oh,
I thought I don't remember. This is your
yeah.
question.
Okay, we can't. I have a floor in mind, which is what I said, but
Well, you comment and we can just check it out after.
yeah.
Oh, well, Michael Carl Weber said 650.
That's what I had.
That's the one you were thinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Most people are saying 650. So I'm going to
Okay.
say Michael Carl Weber is correct.
Killed
Well done, Michael.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber.
Kill them
Call-
and call an Uber.
Colin Uber sounds like a guy's name. Hi, I'm Colin Uber. I like long walks on the beach and sticking my dick into things that's not supposed to be. So, how's everyone enjoying the game so far?
I hope you are all enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
What's the
It brings me back though. Like it reminds me of like when we were 12, Harlan, and you used to always put on the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, and it still gets me. My maturity hasn't changed.
Well, that's the way we're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Immature.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, that's what we do this for. If we came on and we were serious all the time, then what's the point?
What is
No
it?
more stupid longest dark episode. I mean, longest night. I mean, darkest. I mean, no more serious plane crash games.
the
Let's spoof
darkest
up a bit.
night, the latest dark, the longest night.
The longest nickel, the darkest nipple, the darkest nip. All right, well, that's the mid-game post.
Well,
Anyone
that
else
was
got any
fun.
questions? Should we go back to it? I want to read a few of these. Kill them and call an Uber. Oh man, I gotta say, this really makes me want to watch Terminator 2.
You know what? It's always better in your mind than it is on actual.
Is it
film.
really not that good?
No, it is. It is. It's. I love the movie, but it always recall. You know what the problem with rewatching movies is? You've already seen it, so it's like,
Yeah, you get bored.
nothing is surprising anymore.
You know what? I was just talking about that at work the other day. How, like, you know, those unique experiences. The first time you finish the Harry Potter series, or the first time you like watch a really good twist in a movie, you can't get those back. You know what I mean? And you're like,
You can't from watching the movie, but you can by joining the Invictus stream and watching us make it up here on the spot.
We remember
And
the
without
first
further
time.
delay,
Don't you remember the first time you watched Numenera? The first time you saw the ending to The Strange and you were like, whoa. The first time you watched The Longest Night, and the first time the ending of Mind Over Matter, where there's a big reveal and you're like, what? These are all firsts. When you join the Invictus stream, that's right.
like, yeah.
For one easy payment of $19.95, you can join the Invictus stream and get a full credit back without having to pay in the first place.
Without further ado.
That's all I had. Yeah, let's go back to this shit. Here we go.
When you guys finish cleaning the tweaker pad, you get a knock at the door.
I'm pouting right now. Harper, don't get the door. Focus.
I'll get the door. You pout.
No, don't get the door. And I
walk up
Harper,
and get
listen.
the door. You sit down.
Will you
We did your plan last time. I opened
This
the
is
door.
about you and me and our relationship. What's more important, that door or me?
So as you guys are figuring out who's going to answer the door, you hear on the other side of the door, "Come on, Jack, open up. I need my fix, man.
Oh, it's him. It's him.
Listen, I know this is my step-parents' old place, and I
Must
know
tell
we
me
were
that
friends
my
when we were
plan is right.
young."
Now listen, no more foolishness. And I put on the female wig again and tight the dress and walk to the door.
I already have the
John,
grenade pin in my mouth.
But wait for it. Wait for it. He says, "Okay, fine. Yeah, go to the door. Yeah, answer the door."
Oh, John, it's me, your mother. And I open the door, and he sees a destroyed pad with a very muscular Austrian
But
man
brand new
wearing-
hardwood floors.
Yeah, a very tight dress with a lopsided, dirty wig, and a man standing behind him. What are you wearing?
Doesn't matter what I'm wearing, but I actually have a grenade pin in my mouth with the grenade still. Like I'm about to pull the pin.
Perfect. Johnny, welcome home.
He says, "Mom, you look different today."
I turn back to Connor and I say, "Don't go along with it.
And I pull the pin out.
No, he's buying it. We can kill him."
I put
Listen,
the pin back
Mom.
in. Very confused.
No.
And
he
I
sa-
bring him in with a hand on his back.
He continues to tell you, he says, "Listen, Mom, listen, I was at Starbucks today, and remember that Terminator guy way back in 91 that came and saved us? I think he was there. I think he wants to help us take down Skynet still, because like it's coming back. You know, Google and Apple, they're all coming. It's Skynet. It's all happening again. And Facebook."
We remember, Johnny. It's all right. Your daddy and I are going to be here to tell you things. That,
And then-
Honey, can I talk to you in the other room for a moment, sweetie?
all right. And we go in the other room real quick. What is it, Harper?
Why don't we just kill him?
We are going to, because we can kill him. Gail, shut up!
"Gentlemen, I can see," and it's Gail on the radio. She says,
Listen to
"Gentlemen,
his mouth.
I can see that you're thinking about trading. Do I need to kill you again?"
No trading.
We're not trading. It's
Just
just
trading.
we're getting him right
Sounds
where
like
we
you're
want him to
becoming a
kill him.
traitor.
It's our first kill, Gail. We want to make it worth.
John Connor's a slippery snake. It's because he needs to, become.
Listen to me.
And I stick my finger up his nose to hang up.
And she gets really mean. "Listen to me."
I hang up.
You put your
Okay.
finger up my nose again. I'll break it.
Why are we killing him?
Because we're told to terminate it. It's what we
But-
do.
But look at his hair. Look at his eyes.
So he's made bad
Mom,
choices. What's wrong
What
with
are
that?
you guys doing?
No, I'm saying
Quiet,
there's
Johnny.
so much- There's so much life, and he thinks we're his parents. We can't just kill him now.
No, of course we got to kill him. You're
You
the
have
one
to
pulling
hear
him.
this.
That's why we're killing him.
I met
I
Mr.
walk out.
Dyson.
I said,
Johnny,
we-
shut up! And I shut the door to the room, and I talk to Harper. Harper, listen. I'm not saying we don't. We got to talk about this for a second.
That's our son out there. We can't kill him.
What do you mean, son?
I mean, look at you. You're his mother, and I'm his father.
But I have no
This is something we
boobies.
can never have in the future. This is something beautiful.
Are you thinking I'm an idiot? You're trying to convince me that I am a woman, that I am this boy's mother?
No,
I
I'm
know
saying
I am his mother.
we
I was
could
born
be.
to be his mother.
As you guys are arguing, he pushes up the swinging kitchen door and he says,
Johnny
"Mom,
boy."
Dad, stop fighting again. Listen, I wanted to tell you. Remember that Mr. Dyson that you almost killed? The guy that created Skynet? Well,
Yeah.
he's created these like really, really fantastic new robots, and they work so amazing. You have to check them out. I was gonna come tell you about it.
We
I
do
pushed
need to
him
check
out.
him out. And I look
him out.
quickly at 820. I say, they're coming to kill our baby.
Don't you understand? No, this is not what it's about. And I turn to the sunset. Outside. Harper, it's dawned on me right now. I understand. Gail, it's not that she wanted us to come back to stop John Connor. John Connor's a washout. He doesn't care. He's a druggie. He's not going to do anything. It's because they're making newer, better models of the Terminator. Google, Apple, all these people, they're making better versions. That liquid guy from the movie. Listen, I think we need to help John Connor for two reasons. One, I don't want to be replaced. And two, he's my son.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So
Papa,
much sense.
I trust you more than anything I've ever trusted in my life. But I need you to do something for me. And I pull out a knife. There's a big shiny red ball up my nose. I need you to pull it out. I grab a little olive grabber. I grab a little olive grabber.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down and move my big robotic head all about. I need you to shove it up hard till you hear a crack and pull out the little Gale tracer. That's the only way she can feel me.
Oh, that's so good.
Please, I'm ready.
Oh, fantastic.
So I put my foot on his chest, and I reach up, and I grab the thing, and I start pulling it from his nose, very much like another movie we're familiar with.
And John opens the kitchen door slightly. He's like, "Oh, gross! What are you guys doing in there?" And he
Stop
leaves
it, go
again.
away! Don't see mother like. Did you get it?
As it comes out, you start hearing really loudly.
There's people watching with their dogs, and the dogs are just freaking out right now.
Really?
This is
That's
it.
hilarious.
This is the ball. Yeah, and I hand it to Harper.
And I put it in the sink in the trash. Actually, we should save it just in case.
And you're just hearing.
I put the carburetor on it. Oh,
Harper, do you know what this means?
means we're free.
It means we're free to raise our son the way we want to, with Jewish values, good, noble, Jewish heritage, like his father's.
Mom, Dad, I'll be in the garage if you need me.
No,
God.
Johnny, come in here. We have rules to set down and things to tell you.
So he comes into the kitchen. He sits down at the table and he tells you how he doesn't remember you and how he doesn't remember growing up with you. And he has no recollection of ever meeting you ever before, even though you have this very, very, very small resemblance to his mother. And
Listen, Johnny, I understand that I might not be familiar to you, but search your heart. Do you not remember the exact plot line of Terminator 2? Do you not remember changing me to become a friend of yours?
so you're not my mom?
I am your mom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And Harper here, he's my husband. Therefore, we're your mommy and daddy.
This is all really confusing. And I
Don't
came
be-
here to get some heroin. So
No, you stop that shit now. And I slap it out of his hand. Johnny,
Oh.
with your mommy and me, we're going to make sure you live a good, healthy life.
And I
my
pick him up and I
mommy-
put him in the bathtub and I say, "You're getting clean right now, mister." And I turn on the
right.
shower.
Why is his penis so small? He gets that for you.
he squirms and screeches, and then you hear a knock at the front door.
And again, the grenade pins in my mouth.
No,
I open the
don't.
door.
Not yet. We open it together, still in the tight dress. Hello?
Standing there is a man that looks exactly like Harlan.
I know
and
this
Chris.
guy.
We
I
saw
know
this
this
guy
guy.
earlier.
He says, "Hi, I'm looking for this boy." And he holds up a picture of, well, John Connor.
Oh shit. And I turn to Harper. He doesn't recognize me in this dress. And I stand in front of Harper. Listen, friend, you seem real cool. And you seem like you have a big dong. Listen to me.
I'm listening. I do have a really big dong, and I am a super cool guy.
Step out on the porch and I signal, you can go in and speak to my husband, partner. And I bring the T800 series out on the porch and I send the 1950 series inside with my partner. And I step out on the porch and I look towards the sunset. T800, I understand why you're here. You cannot lie to me. You're here to terminate us.
How did you know my name? And who are you? Why do you think I need to terminate you?
I know this because I am you.
Oh my God, I did not realize who you are.
And you are me. And that is
And
why
I
we are the
you.
same person.
And you are me. If I destroy you, will you be destroying me?
Listen, there's one thing that you know, that I know, and that is sportsmanship. And I turn him around. I'm going to send you out of here. You can come after us in 24 hours. That gives us a good head start. And that way your termination will be justified.
And you hear a very faint ding dong. And the Terminator unit puts his finger to his ear. No.
And I softly stick my finger up his nose. It's okay. Don't listen to Gail on this one. When you bring my head back on the platter, you're going to be so happy that you didn't listen to her. Because she's going to want to kill me personally. I sound a bit Spanish.
Do I have your word?
Meanwhile,
Talking to myself, I go, listen, I know what it's like to not be able to wear sunglasses. But me and my 820 have gotten past this. We've gotten past this because I said, listen, either you give me the sunglasses or we're through. And he understood. Now, you have to be really firm when you do this. You want those sunglasses, don't you? I ask him.
and slowly he takes out his own pair that he's earned. I don't know why I'm jamming this.
I don't know. Yeah, why are you jamming this? Hold
Sorry,
on.
I got excited.
I say, and I hand him the grenade. I put it in his hand. I said, strength is the only thing 820s understand. You got to show them that you're strong and that you want those sunglasses no matter what. Don't you? You want them, don't you?
I am very strong, and I do want them.
Why do you
Very
talk
badly.
like that? Is he not an I-950?
I am a T800 unit.
Oh, and I take the grenade right back, and I go, oh no.
It's
No.
two T800s? I thought you said it was a clone of each of us.
No, just one.
No, I have the one on the... Oh, so it's just
Oh,
one T800?
That's an even better idea. Yes, yes, of course.
All right, so I go back to my
There's one
original
of
plan.
each. Yes.
I say,
He says, you're right. I do want to become my own Terminator unit, and I do want to win my own glasses.
so here's what you do. You tell him either he gives the glasses or you blow him up. Strength is the only thing he understands. He'll respect it.
Okay, but what do I say to Gail? Because she's dinging me right now in my ear.
Just don't listen. Whenever Gail calls, don't put your finger up your nose. Just do it. And I guide his finger up his nose. Click. How'd that feel? That felt good, didn't it?
Stop
That
the
really good.
dinging.
It did. Now you go out there. Now don't do it right here. You walk away so you guys are good and alone so we can't hear. And you tell him how it is. He'll
Okay.
give you his glasses. That's how I got mine.
So
I just don't wear them now.
the I-950 Alpha unit leaves through the front door, and he says something quietly to the other T-800 unit, and they both walk with each other out to the street, and you see the I-950 unit place the grenade in the T-800 unit's front pocket, and he puts his hand on his shoulder, and then you see him pull the pin, and then you see the I-950 Alpha unit hug the T-800 unit, and they explode.
And I turn to Harper. Why can't we have a love like that?
Because you won't give me my glasses, and I walk in and say, you got a son to look after.
We'll get the glasses when you earn them. And I
This
walk in.
turned into like a really
And as I walk in and they explode on the street behind us, I kick in the bathroom door to see John Connor in the bathtub still touching himself. John Connor, stop it! Your mother's here and your father. We're taking you to a safe space. And I pull him up. There's information in your brain we need to talk about. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I am, man. You gotta be cool about it, man. You gotta say
need to get your life on track. You're supposed to lead the resistance. But most
when you're
important, I need to ask you, what kind of new Terminators does Gale have cooking up?
well, we have to go see Mr. Dyson. Remember?
Andrew
God.
Dyson Clay? I thought this was 2017.
Yeah, he's like 80.
Andrew Dyson Clay is 80.
No, not Andrew Dyson Clay. Dyson, the scientist, inventor guy
And I
with the
turned to her,
hand.
why do we need a vacuum? Let's get
Oh,
a
he's
vacuum.
dead. He died in it too, didn't he? Shit. His son, man. His son.
All right.
Remember the guy that we say that blew up the factory and all
saw
the
the movie,
Skynet
yes.
stuff?
I remember. So
His
I turned to
son's still
Harper.
living.
I don't understand why, but I guess we need to follow Johnny Boy to this Hudson. What's his name?
Dyson.
Andrew Dyson Clay. This isn't a word I'm familiar with. What is a Dyson? Harper, I
Jeez.
don't understand. Harper, what is a Dyson?
I don't know what a Dyson is. I think it's this inventor. I think we need to go and kill.
I feel like the name has been deleted from my psyche for some reason.
It's probably in that thing I took out of your nose.
And I lift open the back of my skull and turn it towards Harper. Now listen, Harper, I've never let you in my brain before, but I feel like if we are switching officially away from Skynet, I feel like you need to overclock my CPU and stick your dongle in my RAM. And I open the back of my head to the kid and Harper. Maybe you can make me forget and remember things.
I reach into his body and it feels right.
Oh.
And I rearrange his CPU and overclock his GPU.
Flicking.
And
I'm
I
really liking where this is
Playing
going.
with the speech center of my brain. I think it's going to be a good. Get down. Back to the
and I
Australia.
change it, back to Austrian. I like that. But I tweak the emotion center of his brain to be more emotional. And also to know who Dyson is.
I feel
So
all the things. I feel all the things.
after another 5 minutes of talking and well, I'll let you go where you're going with this, Harlan.
There's feelings inside my body, Harper. I understand what you mean now. The feeling that you love everything, and yet you're so mad at your emotions all the time. It makes sense again. Johnny, I love you, and I know what you're feeling now. Let us move to Dyson. Solve this once and for all.
And as you finish your sentence, you hear and feel vibrations of gunshots. Someone with an automatic rifle is firing at the house, at the front of the house.
Get down! And I again throw, even though we're in no real danger, I throw Johnny and Harper behind a couch.
So, and you look out through the front window, and it's another T-800 unit and another I-950 unit, except it's not an alpha; it's an I-950 beta,
Uh-oh.
and one that cannot be reasoned with. And they've got automatic weapons, and they're just firing aimlessly at the building.
And I turn to Harper. Harper, I understand where you came from now. With your feelings, it's time for you to take the lead. Tell us, what's the first move?
and I see that there's a door into the garage from inside. I say, "Come with me." And I open the door, and there's a big Mack truck that happens
No,
to
Hopper.
be in the garage.
Come with me. If
you want to live.
and slowly I reach into my pocket and I remove the sunglasses. You've earned these now, and I hand them to him.
And right away, we just clip to the Mack truck blowing out the side of the garage door. With
Excellent.
And we slam into the.
I love it. I love it.
And I lean out the side with my rotating shotgun.
Your lever action.
Yeah.
And
John
though
Connor's left in the building.
and though the Terminator units attempt to chase you, they can't keep up. And with John in the front seat, with his hair blowing in the wind all stylishly, and the T820 sticking out the Terminator made sunroof, and I-950 Alpha driving the Mack truck, you guys head towards the home of
Dyson.
Dyson. We'll call him, would you say Hudson?
You said Dyson.
Yeah, we'll say Hudson Dyson. The man with two
Here's my
last
son
names.
Hudson Dyson. All right.
So
I turn to Harper in the front seat. You've earned your sunglasses now. I hope you know that.
They feel so good. Everything seems so much dimmer. And I keep driving and I say, you know, when we get there, we can't destroy Skynet. If we do, won't we kill ourselves?
Damn.
So we need to destroy it a little bit, but not all the way.
You ask Hudson Dyson about why his new Terminators are going to be better than us.
Or maybe we can convince him to do something else, like make, I don't know, vacuums.
Or better porn. I agree. Let us do this.
Better
I turn to
porn?
Johnny in the back seat. Did we bring Johnny or did we leave him in the house?
Oh no,
Bro.
he's with you.
Their
He's in the
son.
front seat. You're standing out of a
He's sitting on my lap. Like Johnny,
yeah,
you
Terminator,
big boy
whatever
now.
you
I
say.
burp you.
So you get to Dr. Hudson Dyson's house, and this young man is younger than John Connor, and he's the head of Dyson International, a robotics company. And as you walk up to the front door of the fairly decent sized home, you're chit-chatting with, no, you just go to the front door. Let's just say that.
Okay. And I kick it down. And I have a red laser sight on my gun, so I just start panning it through the building.
And sure enough, there's what I recognize to be Hudson and his wife sitting at their kitchen bar.
And I push his gun down. I say, maybe not lead with that.
And
Just
Hudson
I
turns to me
terminate.
and
His gun comes right back up.
And you push it down again. Termination.
No.
Can I
Keep it down.
terminate? Do I terminate just now?
Not now.
Hudson Dyson, you terminated. No?
Not yet. Not
I-
yet.
and Hudson Dyson stands up and he kind of blocks his wife so that he's standing between his wife and the Terminator unit that's pointing his gun at him. And John kind of steps in front of the Terminator unit. He says, Hudson, it's me, John Connor. Do you remember me from when I was little? And Hudson turns around and says,
Who are we talking to? I can't see without the wig, Alex. I don't understand what's going on. How am I supposed to differentiate people if you're not wearing the wigs?
Hudson, it's me, John Connor. Don't you remember me from your youth? And Hudson turns to John and he says, you were responsible for my father's death. And John says, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that was responsible for your father's death. It was the bad Terminator
To terminate,
And the
I
cops.
terminate things.
and
No.
Skynet.
Down.
No, she's not good yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
And Hudson's kind of standing there like, whoa, like here you are back again. And of course Hudson's kind of freaking out because this
And I
happened.
see
when he
what's
was a
going
child.
on, and I do the scene. I cut off my skin. Hudson, I think this is what you're looking for. And I begin pulling out my skin, revealing a metal arm.
Here's the thing, Hudson. We need you to make Terminators, but they need to be mediocre Terminators.
Just us, the really bad sort of Austrian language
We
ones
need to
that are
convince
covered by
you.
skin.
And John turns to Hudson. He says,
Keep the status quo.
remember, Hudson? I read in the paper that your robots are revolutionary. And Hudson
Yeah,
turns
not
to,
revolutionary. At best, unpredictable.
We want
he turns
value.
to the
We want the Jim Belushi of machines.
Jim Belushi. His wife,
Don, Jim.
Hudson's wife looks at Hudson and she says, revolutionary machines. I thought that all ended with your father. And then Hudson turns to his wife and he says, well, it did, honey. I don't know what they're talking about. Revolutionary machines. I mean, I'm in the vacuum business.
I know now. And I turn toward the sunset. I turn toward the sunset. It's the vacuums. People, as they get lazier and lazier over time, I think what happens is people want more and better machines to clean the houses. And that's how we rise up.
It starts, and there's one of those ones that come around that automatically vacuum your floor.
A Roomba.
A Roomba comes back. There's one now, and I shoot it. Bang, 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 bang. Like I empty my clip into it. Kill it.
It's the only way we can stop.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, destroy it.
We need to go to Vacuum Central. Mr. Dyson, Hudson, Dyson, where are your labs? We need to go.
Well, I mean, they're in Europe. I mean, I don't build the Dysons here, and they're just vacuum cleaners. I don't understand how this really.
And I pick up the Roomba. I pick up the Roomba, and on the bottom it says, "Manufactured by Apple." I understand now. Apple, Google, they're all the same thing. Gale, GA, Google, Apple. It's all making sense. And as I do, a single skull falls from the sky. The future is 2017. The future is 2029. We only have a few years. We need to get to Europe. That's why I was Austrian. Because in here, Apple manufactures overseas. And this is the end. And I show the big Apple logo to John Connor.
You're absolutely right, T820. What the hell? I mean, Mom, how did I know T820? You're absolutely right, Terminator.
I told you it was T820, and T800 was the one in the second movie. Listen, Apple and I are going to go to Europe.
My friend.
John Connor, you're important. I understand now. Because you're a college dropout and a druggie, you entered the vacuum business, and that's why you had definitely prior knowledge to the rise of the machines. You need to stay here and not get a job at the vacuum as a janitor. And Apple and I will fly overseas to Apple headquarters in Switzerland, and we will destroy them.
And as you say, destroy them, you hear more gunshots outside, and it's the same T800 unit.
Get down again!
T1950 unit.
And I push Hudson's wife, and I push everybody down on the ground, and I lie flat.
Okay.
Do you have a Mack truck in the garage?
Let's do some real combat rolling here. So,
okay, now it gets real.
Now it gets real. So you've got the T820 and I1950A Alpha. You two. And you're up against a T800 and a 1950 Beta. No emotions, no reasoning. Just pure
combat. All right. I'm going to attack first because I want to.
Perfect.
I
like your initiative.
How many? That's the way Alex initiative works.
No, we're going to do is end of the world.
Perfect. Then I'm going to do one for attacking. I'm going to do one because I have a gun.
Fair enough.
How many dice do they get to roll? Or do I roll against them?
One. So you get one for attacking.
Yeah.
One for because you have a gun. And a third one because
I'm on my belly.
You're not attached to Gale. And you're not getting nobody's talking to you in your back.
How many negative dice do I roll against? 1, 2, 3?
Oh, 2.
2? Perfect. Here we go. 2, 2, 2, 6, 6. Okay, so both the sixes fail. So I have 2 stresses, but I succeed 3 times.
Perfect. So tell me,
So here's what happens.
3 times.
I go to take a shot at my mirror Terminator, the T820.
Yeah.
Like, this, you sucking son of a gun. And I fire, but it doesn't come out. But that doesn't matter. I throw my guns down, and with my metallic arms, the blood still dripping from my freshly cut off metal arm, I run up to him. And with my newly exposed CPU being overclocked, feeling the emotions, I understand now where the T800s are weakest. And I grab his groin. And I reach up through the soft flesh into his, just behind his rib cage where you can't normally reach, and I grab his metallic spleen, which controls the vomit that they, for some reason, vomit. And I squeeze it as the metal leaks out of his mouth. And I tear it out through his asshole. That's what you get. I'm emotion-filled, Harper. And I turn
While
around
he's
and
doing this,
"Earn those sunglasses."
I take the iPhones, or it's the well, not iPhone 7, the S7 that's on the table, and I know that it's very volatile. I'm like, oh, this thing could blow up at any time. And I put it into the Roomba, yeah, and I reprogram the Roomba, and I make it target the 950 beta, and I send it out there after them.
So roll for it. You're gonna have 3 and 2 again. Same as your pal.
Okay, so those are my 3, which are for my mental.
Yeah.
1 success, 2 success, 1 fail, and then for my negatives, I got 2 that were over. So
And-
how does that work?
So you take 2 stress, and however many succeed.
Okay, so 2 success.
Perfect. 2 success, and what should I roll for defense? I'm gonna go.
You would. It's more on him. It's just on him to roll the thing.
Okay,
So
perfect.
So successfully, the Roomba finds his way
Yeah.
to the 950.
Yeah.
And you hear the phone ring, and it
And
starts to heat up and glow, and bang, blows up on his feet.
yeah, and as the I-950 unit reaches down to touch it, it literally explodes. Yeah.
nice.
And it engulfs the 950 alpha or beta unit in flames, and catches the 800 unit on fire. And the 800 unit, who's still squirming around, is on fire, running around in circles.
Mother. And I walk over,
Okay.
and with the gun still in my hands, I kill it.
Which one, the 800 or the 950?
I just put it out of its misery. Whatever one was dying.
Okay, so they're both dead.
Perfect.
Well done. And Hudson and his wife and John stand
We're
there
dead on the floor.
in shock.
Oh,
No, they don't die.
Okay. I turn to Harper, and I, with a nod of respect, you passed your training day, which is another movie that we watch in our training day. Listen, Hudson, Dyson's wife, John Garner, Harper and I, Roomba. And you're holding
It's still alive. Even though the 950 died, Roomba survived.
It comes back to you like a puppy.
This is important. This next step, going to Apple headquarters, killing the current CEO, which is not Steve Jobs, but Tim Cook. This is a job for Harper and I alone. We take you with us, but we cannot. However, and I take my gun and I shoot open a safe. We do need money for the tickets. And I start shoveling the very rich Hudson's money into my coat.
And I go and talk to 820. I say, wait a second. Don't we still need to kill John Connor? Because if we don't, he'll stop us too.
John Connor only helped the rise of the machines because of the vacuums. He's a dropout. What happens is he joins a janitor service and he hires vacuums. He knows how to program them. That's why he's such a threat in the future. But look at him. He's stirred. As long as we tell him really kindly not to do it, I'm sure we'll be fine in the future.
That makes sense. Let's start grabbing money too.
Totally,
so smart.
dude. I'm right here.
Johnny, do you promise you would never hurt your mother and father like this, would you?
Yeah, I promise, man. It's all good. And you got to say things like, not like promise, but you got to say like pinky swear. All right? That's the way the
Pinky
cool
swear.
kids
And
say
I
it.
pinky swear and I bend his fingers
Ah,
backwards.
not so hard, Terminator, not so hard.
Son.
Ah.
No, we're both Terminators now.
You both
I know. And I turn to Dyson. I say, "Thank you for telling us this. You saved the humanity. Well, you saved the Terminators, but you saved. No, actually, you continued ruining the world.
You condemned humanity.
But you helped us. Call us an Uber."
So he does, and an Uber shows up at the house, and you take it to. Oh, wait, no, you don't have to go to Europe. It's
the
in.
airport.
And we're
You
still
don't-
dressed like Starbucks employees the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're dressed like
The Uber is
Well,
taking you
wait.
to the airport. Okay, it's taking you to the airport when, as you're driving through Silicon Valley, because I don't know why you have to drive through there to get to the airport in LA.
It's the girl's old phone, the iPhone that we stole from the beginning. It activates.
Right, it activates and it says, as you're driving by Google
In a
headquarters,
familiar voice.
it says, "You are now passing Google Apple Logistics Entertainment Center."
Uber driver, whose voice is this? It's automated. It listens to me.
You know what, guys? I just realized I have more passengers than seatbelts. If you guys could,
Oh, listen, this sounds like who is this? It's a Sari or something, but this sounds like someone to us. And I turn to
Yeah.
Harper. This is Gail. This
sounds
is
like
what
Gail.
connects it all. Apple is the new bad guy. They're the ones.
Siri. This Siri. We gotta find the Siri. She becomes Gail.
It's
And
not
the Uber-
manufacturer in Europe. It's here in Silicon Valley.
the Uber driver says to Hudson, who looks like the only sober person in the car, he says, "Hey, man, you know, I don't know what these guys are talking about, but if you want to find something out, you might want to. If you want to find something about Google or Apple, you might want to go to the Google Apple Logistics Entertainment place over there."
That's where Gail is. That's where we're going to go. Drop us there now.
So the Uber driver.
Yeah.
I do this all at once. He drops you off at the Google Apple Logistics Entertainment building.
Okay, we get out as he drives away. Don't you understand, Harp? It's all lining up. Gail's voice is this Siri. This is what's happening. Something's wrong. The Google Apple Logistics Entertainment, GALE, it's Gail! Ta-ta!
So you pull up to this big glass building, and as you are entering the building, you recognize the front doors to be similar to the front doors of the bunker unit, which you're used to reporting to at Skynet headquarters back in the future.
Amelia, I think this is the future, but then the past. Wait a minute. Yeah. And we walk by all the people in the front hall who are like talking, going to the day. This one girl's complaining that cell phones give her cancer and they're giving her a tumor. And I go, it's not a tumor.
Yeah. And then there's other people in the hallway complaining that they have to work 8-hour days, and even though they can nap. And suddenly you hear, as they're walking and they're looking at, and you don't know why, but you're walking and you're seeing the Dyson units that Hudson is made, and they're built there and whatever. You hear over the loudspeaker, "Welcome, Hudson Dyson, to the Google Apple Logistics Entertainment Center. Please see Joan at the front desk."
And I take down the eye I ripped from Hudson Dyson and I put it down from the retinal scanner. That's how she knew it was us, because I tore out his eye.
But he's with you.
What?
He's with you.
You don't even pay attention in your own games. When
Yeah.
is he with us?
The four of you took the Uber. That's why the Uber driver says there's not enough.
Oh, I was
Well,
like
technically the
99%
wife
sure it
came
was
with
just
you
the
too.
two of us. But okay, we bring
You
that.
did say it was just gonna be the two of us.
Yeah, but
That's why we took
alright.
all the money.
That's totally fine.
What?
Hudson's
Oh.
here. Hudson and John Connor?
Yeah,
Okay.
the four of them.
I
The
get
four
it
of
now.
you.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah,
I turn to
there's a
Hudson
voice
Dyson and
that
say,
a familiar
"Smile."
voice that says,
We know this voice. This is the voices in our heads.
Welcome, Hudson, to Gale. That's what it says. To Gale. And so many mixed emotions. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it boring? Is it happy?
So many feelings now that I can feel.
11 o'clock can't come fast enough.
So we push to the front desk where Joan is. Joan.
Yes.
Is this your name?
And there's a fragile old lady there. She says, yes.
And I
yes.
smack her. Joan, answer the question faster.
And everybody in the front, in this big front foyer area, kind of stops and looks at you. And
but why are they looking at me?
People slapped her. You can't just do that. I've talked to you about this.
A woman.
How would you feel? Put yourself in her shoes if someone came up and slapped you.
A woman from the other side of the room.
Example.
And she stands right in front of you, T820, and she starts yelling in your face.
And I slap her.
You can't touch a woman. And you knock her flat out cold on the floor.
Anyone else want to get slapped?
And then another woman from the other side of the building. So she goes out cold onto the floor. And
I got more slaps. He'll tire himself out.
Listen, stop slapping. Stop standing in my face. I turn back to Joan.
Yeah.
Joan, answer the question that I asked you.
Now she's crying and whimpering. Mr. Hudson and his guests are supposed to go to the 3rd floor. Please proceed there. Don't hurt me anymore.
Thank you. And I shoot her in the head.
Oh my god.
And I turn to Harper. What? Is it Terminator?
There are so many witnesses. It's not even funny. It's like,
and I go, oh, so this is how all the skulls get in here, and I start shooting people too.
This is fun.
This is how it happens.
Don't you understand? This is what we do. The Terminators. And I turn to John Connor and Hudson and say, thank you for helping us, by the way. We don't want new models. It's very bad. And we go to the elevator.
And Hudson is just in total horror. Like, he doesn't know. And John is so strung out. He's like, what? Oh, man, it's good. It's cool. Hasta la vista, baby.
You sure you can't kill him?
Well, if you do, it might just end this game early.
Don't do it yet.
It'll be our ace in the hole.
So you go to the 3rd floor.
Typical.
And there, standing there in a big shiny glass case, is a humanoid robot holding a vacuum cleaner, and it's attached to its arm. Okay. And as you step out of the elevator, well, first of all, when you get off as the elevator stops, you hear this noise and you step out and you realize, again, this is very odd that it's the exact same noise that I always hear in my home. You step out in the Roomba T100, as it's labeled on the outside of the glass, it turns towards you and it says, welcome to Gale, and waves its free hand, and it's in its other hand it is a vacuum cleaner attached to it.
All right. And I turn to it and I say, Harper, this is him. This is the big bad. This is what... Wait, why are we doing this again? I forget. He was sent back in time to kill John Connor because he was the one who was going to stop Skynet. And then somehow we got mixed up. And
we fell in love with him.
That's right. He's a son. John Connor, you are son.
But then we found out that
Mom, Dad,
we're going to be replaced. And that's what Gale wants.
Oh, that's right. We cannot be replaced by anyone.
Including this. I point to T100. This top of the line Terminator.
The Roomba-nator.
And it says right on the vacuum, will terminate all dust.
All dust, yes.
And I take my big knife out and I just jab it into the bag, the vacuum bag.
Make that
And
dust, you Roomba bastard.
There's no dust in it because it's in a glass case. Well,
And there never will be.
so you break the glass case.
And from behind it, we hear a slow clap. And I turn to
Where you go?
Harper. Who the hell is that? And we walk around to see who, GM.
You tell me.
It's your game. I want to know who the big bad is. Who's
Okay.
clapping? I know who it is.
Are we going there? It's the
James
Uber driver.
Cameron.
James Cameron.
Who are you?
Excellent.
Why
Yes.
are you? You look like you've got white hair and you got the beard. Who are you?
Why, I'm James Cameron. I created the Terminator world, and I created this, and I created each and every one of you.
Who's this James Cameron? I heard he was a guy who wants to better the world. He's always in the
James
mountains
Cameron.
and things.
Couldn't you stop after, the 1 and the 2 Terminator? Terminator 2. Could you not have stopped there instead of going on to make more and more Terminators that aren't really any better?
And James Cameron questions himself. He says, "Did I even have any input in Terminator 3?"
I didn't know
certainly-
there was a Terminator 3. They told us that it didn't exist in training. They said
I'm
there was only
certain.
2.
There wasn't a Terminator 4 because they didn't even have any Austrian actors in Terminator 4. It's actually very frustrating. They had that other guy.
Mr. Cameron, I don't care. What I want to know is why. Why are you doing all this? Why are you building better machines?
Well, you see, I want to better the world. I want to make this world a better place, and I hired young Hudson here to help me build the best machine that we could possibly build. His father was an engineer, and
Hudson.
I'm a film director, and I've always loved helping people and making the world a better place. So I thought, why not make my Terminator movies into something that could help society? And
Mr. Cameron,
so-
you need to understand something. Shut up! If you continue this line of work, what's going to
now,
happen?
you
is
can't
this-
tell me to shut up. This is my.
I shoot him in the
You're
kneecap.
behind the one with the gun.
I shoot him in the
So-
kneecap.
Yeah.
So you shoot, and John Connor turns to you both, and he says, "Whoa! You can't just kill people, man. You can't just kill people."
And I shoot John Connor in the head.
Bang!
That's our son. 820.
He's not that son, and you know he's not. Now we realize James Cameron is here. That means something else. And I turn to Harper, and I turn to James Cameron. It means here's our daddy. And I put
And
the gun
James-
down, and I walk over to James Cameron.
James hobbles over to a button on the wall, and he smacks the button. And behind this big,
Skynet button. Click.
yeah, exactly. Behind this big, he hits this button. He starts laughing. He says, "You've done it now!" And behind this big steel wall, it starts lifting up, and there are hundreds and thousands of these T-100 Roomba units. And
The Roombanator. Don't
You
you
hear-
understand, James Cameron? The same thing you're trying to say. The world is going to end it.
and he's laughing while clutching his knee that you just shot. Get them! And he points to you two.
And I turn to
And-
Harper. There's no way we can take them all.
I'm pretty sure we can. They're a bunch of Roomba units.
There's like 6 as well. There's 6. We can't take them all. It's impossible. I only have 25 bullets and the shotgun.
They're all made of plastic. There's no steel.
They're moving slow. And they're bumping into things and turning around.
Well, no, they're human sized, and they're holding a
Right.
vacuum.
Right.
Right.
But they still walk into things and move around and like.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
still
vacuum.
take the ultimist attitude or whatever. And I turn to Harper. What to do? This is the end of all days. We're dead.
And
If we're gonna die, there's only one person I want to be terminated by.
You son of a bitch. And I
And
put
I
my
grab his hand.
slap my hand. But wait, there's more. Gale. We can't stop Gale Steele. And I run over to Cameron's
And-
computer.
But as you're saying that, you watch Cameron scurry behind the army of, I say army, let's say there's not thousands. Let's say, yes, there's 12.
6. Oh.
There's 8 units. Okay. Let's make
Sorry,
it
it was
more
with
than
the
We're the one
distance.
being defeatist. The less the more. The less the funnier.
fine. There's 6 fucking Roomba units, okay? And you see James scurry behind them, and you can see him going into his secret hideout lair. And so yeah, you see him enter his secret hideout lair. It's through a big tall door.
Damn
It's a
it!
secret hideout layer.
Yeah,
James
it
Cameron
says-
got behind the secret hideout lair door. We can try to kill these 6, but it's too many. I think.
You've been training for this all your life. Kick the door open.
But I don't know how to do. What do you call it when you take someone's life? I can't do it. Harp, I can't. These are emotions.
And I reach in the back of his head and I say, I love you. And I pull the emotion thing out of his head.
That's one thing I was designed to do, and it is terminate. And I take a shot at all 6 at once. One shot. I wait till
Okay.
they line up.
So tell me, what are your pluses and what are your minuses?
Well, my 5 and my 5 and my 3 and my 3 eliminate, and 1 succeeds at a very high level.
Well, no, there's 6 of them, so there's got to be 3. So roll 1 more 6 at least.
But this worked so well. Okay, fine. So I still succeed, but I have 1 negative 5.
Okay.
They're gone.
So you managed to kill. There's 6 Roomba T100 Roombas. So you managed to kill 5 of them, and
Nice.
1 is annoyingly bumping into you. Just
So, and I turn to Harper and I say, Harper, he's on you. Take his
And I pull out my 2 magnums. And I put them up the Roomba's nose and I go bang, 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 bang.
No, you don't. You go. Hold
We'll
on.
go for it.
It takes so long to get the sound
I
effect.
reload.
You get it.
There
You
you go.
definitely kill. They have no weapons.
I just unplug them, take the battery out.
Takes a lot longer than I thought. Oh, that was a loud one. Oh, broke my speakers.
More gunshots?
Oh, there's one more.
Loud
left
and it's
there.
loud.
Sorry.
There you go.
Oh, sorry, just still firing.
Keeps going up. All right, we stand.
Why
over
did
the
I pick
dead
such big
Roombas.
guns?
And Hudson got shot in the crossfire, and he's dead. Probably.
So you managed to kill John Connor. Okay. What? James Cameron's not dead?
No, Hudson.
Oh, Hudson. Hudson's run. He ran
Oh.
away. He
Secret
was
lair.
so shocked.
Oh, no.
and bored.
Did he run so far away?
It's because he ripped his eye out.
He
It was my
left.
fault. I didn't know he was with us. I walked over to the James Cameron panic room. How can we get this thing open? It doesn't make sense.
You've been kicking doors your whole life. Kick it.
No, it does nothing. And I turned to Harper. Harper, I know what we have to do. This is when you become no longer an alpha. And I reach into the back of his brain.
Huh?
When you were classified, they lied to you. You are not a 950. You are 1,000 metal man. And I step back.
And I start liquefying and sliding under the door.
Perfect. So as you slide under the unlocked door,
You just check the doorknob. That's fair.
you hear maniacal laughing.
But we've never opened a door that way. We don't even know if that
I
works.
was like a panic room, like, shh.
You hear maniacal laughing, and
James Cameron?
there's James Cameron. He says, you've done it now."
And he's got 11 Oscars on the wall.
Yeah. And you see him. He's got a key that's attached to his neck, and it's plugged in. It's into a key socket that's in his table, and he's turned it. And you watch as his table, a small compartment on the table, opens up, and up comes a big blue button.
And I'm still
Okay.
outside. Apple, let me in.
And I open the door from the other side.
Hello. James, die.
Okay.
My gun is empty. Damn.
Yeah. So he
I
says,
take my finger off and make him a new bullet.
Oh.
but in this amount of time, James Cameron is already able to press the button. And on the screen behind him, it starts scrolling off. It's a big screen. It starts scrolling off computer code, and then it goes dark and it comes back up, and almost like a Windows XP type thing, and it says, what does it say? Gale by Skynet.
Boom. That load up sound.
Yeah.
You know what you did? You just ended the world.
As the missiles launch all over the world.
Yeah. Hello, James. I'm here for you. And James turns to the screen. He says, hello, Gale. Kill these two. And Gale says, I can't. I sent them back. Dun, dun, dun.
Or me? And I turn to Harper and I say, there's no sense in living through this nightmare. Let's end it and go back to the future. Wait. Harper, I realized it. All those skulls. We're the ones that do it! My shotgun, and a really good song kicks on as we start firing into
everybody.
the darkness. I think I'll go for a walk outside now. Calling my name, I hear you now.
Just can't stay inside all day. I gotta get out.
And
Anyway,
Or something, yeah.
and the end
that's it.
is ending one.
But you know what? That was kind of lame. You know what? Wouldn't it be nice to have like a super awesome ending? Or even better, a Scooby-Doo ending?
So you're saying alternate ending?
Yeah. You run up the stairs to this top third floor of Skynet, and John Connor's standing there, and he says, "Dude, we're on the third floor of Google Apple Logistics Entertainment Center."
I understand we need to kill the Roomba before it makes us obsolete.
And as you say that, James Cameron
Still?
walks out from behind the Roomba T100, and he says, "You know what, guys? I agree. This is all fine and dandy, but you know, in this world, there's so much technology. We're not really taking the time to enjoy the company of others and, you know, appreciate what we all have to bring to this world and really just love each other and not have so much war and hate, but rather peace and coexistence." And he comes over and he gives the T820 unit a hug.
No. This is a feeling I have not felt since getting my emotions chip. It is strangely arousing.
"So, you mean," John says, "are you going to continue creating these robots?" And James turns to them. He says, "No, you know what? I think I'm going to shut down this development right now." And he walks over, and there's a big red button, and he presses it, and you hear lots of explosions in the basement.
And that's the end.
End.
And now let's do another alternate ending, because that one's even worse.
All right, you come to
We
the top
on
of
the
the stairs.
third floor, and I kick open the elevator door. No! All right, this is where it all ends.
I'm still naked from the very first scene.
But there's nothing
What the
there.
hell is that ringing sound?
It's Gale, but I can't see her. This room
Hello?
is completely empty. Gale, where are you?
Hello, Terminator units. Didn't you
Okay.
find it funny that I kept sending you back to the same place in time?
I don't understand. You also were the one who ransacked our room. I recognized your boot print.
John suddenly turns to the two of you and he says, "Hold on a minute," as James Cameron walks out. And he says, "That's not James Cameron." And he walks up to James Cameron. He reaches under his chin and he pulls off his mask. And sure enough, it's Steven Spielberg.
Oh, this is Steven Spielberg because you couldn't take James Cameron's success with 6 Oscars. I know it
And-
all along. It's his artificial intelligence from the movie Artificial Intelligence that takes over the world.
And if it weren't for you pesky Terminator units, it would have been a fantastic sequel.
It would have been, but you must understand, Terminator 2 shouldn't have a sequel. It was perfect the way it was. And I butt him with the head, and I shoot Harper and myself in the head so we can go back to the crisp, perfect, idyllic world of 2029, where the world is filled with skulls. The end. Thank you so much for sticking with us for some weird reason or not. This was Terminator.
You did.
This version of Terminator is the weirdest version of Terminator anyone's ever seen in the world. But
I had to do
the
this.
third one.
I had to do this because we can't get all just likes. If you watch all our video, there's no dislikes. Okay, you gotta have. It makes it more
We
realistic.
get more likes for this one. This is a good likable one.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Look, if you hated this one, then you didn't watch the beginning. Because I gave so many people so much fucking warning. I couldn't have been clearer that this was going to be a crazy manifestation of Alex's sexuality towards Arnold Schwarzenegger. By the way, for those people who don't know, Arnold is Alex's Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
So when I joke about playing a Kevin Costner RPG, Alex is going to do an Arnold.
I mean, I could leave the room right now and go get my signed copy of Arnold's biography, but I'm not going to.
He has. And
Which I do
that's
have.
right. And I can get my Kevin Costner book, which I also have. It's not signed, mind you, but anyway, thank you, Alex, for running this game.
You know what? Thank you guys, because if it wasn't for your entertaining personalities, this would have been a total and pathetic flop.
I'm impressed by, frankly, how well that came together.
And yeah, it seemed like it was planned.
There were a few
Almost.
weird lineups there. I really like the Siri kind of connection. I thought that was clever with the Gale thing. That was really nice. And I give myself credit for that, and a bit of Chris too, who caught it pretty quick. No, and that's for this game is really for all the people who said Justin does a better Arnold than me. I think this game proves it. I do a superior Arnold, I think, and I kept it consistent for like 99% of it, minus the one time I kind of went a bit Spanish/French.
I would have to say that, yes. I was impressed by your Arnold impression.
Thank you. If you are new to the Invictus stream and you watch this one, I can honestly say, well done. You get a round of fucking applause. Because that was a weird one to start with.
Yeah.
You know what it should kind of be? This one should be the one that people start with. It's sort of like the cult, not the cult.
No, this one should be like the one that's like the trial by fire. Make it through this video.
And then you can be a lifelong fan. It's sort of like like the weirdest. Yeah, it's just punishment.
I like to love the best parts of us, like the fact that we make shit up.
I like to think that when I run the games, it's for those people who aren't really into RPGs and don't really know anything about it, and just really are just new to it.
That's true.
It doesn't really give a good. I will admit, it does not give a good sense for how a game's mechanics work.
Oh, fuck off! That's silly. No, listen. Here's the thing.
Hats off to you people who love it.
No. Fuck that, because everyone does that. I razz you, but I legitimately really enjoy playing this game. I don't think this is even close to one of our worst games, honestly. I think the community was like hysterics the entire game, and I had a blast playing it. So I'm just joking because it was very weirdly loosey, but I fucking loved it. So don't listen to anybody. Good. And anyone who says that you need the rules to play an RPG is totally against the idea of an RPG, in my opinion.
This is true. Fair enough.
It's all about role playing, and I think we played pretty damn good roles. I think Harper and fucking 820 need to come back in other series of this.
Why were we sent here? Yeah,
in the Strange. Harper in the Strange. Thank you, Alex. This was a lot of fun.
We were sent way too far back.
And a lot of pressure too, because it is tough to run a game sort of out of nothing, which Alex did, sort of just find out last minute, and it was a long weekend, so it's tough to prepare. And we knew what it was going to be, loosey goosey. So well done. So now the end game post. This is for the most useful, for the funniest posts. Now there were a lot of really fucking funny posts. I really liked. Who was that edited? Was it Aisha? There was a meme she did. Oh, God,
I like the one with the Roomba with a gun on it. How did you find that picture?
That was really funny too. I was thinking, kill them and call an Uber. This kid, oh, it was Bob that did it. Kill them, call an Uber. And I also like this one that Bob Lyle did with the junior fucking edit. Terminator.
Oh, looks so handsome.
Look at the little medieval hat. That's so
Nothing.
So they don't have a lot of pictures to choose from. We got like 6 pictures on there.
well, this is the one that like we didn't really need help because it was nothing really needed. I
Killed them
I
and
think-
called an Uber.
yeah, I think I want to give it to, was it Bob who did that second one with the editing?
Hey, props to those people who picked up on all, I don't know, I can't say who did, but props to everybody who picked up on all the small call outs for all the different movies.
Yeah, like the recall one.
Yeah, I usually got that one.
There are a few others.
Well, I'm
in
sure
there.
a few people did, but
Yeah, there are a few other trick ones in there. I can't remember which ones now. There are a few.
I like that if anyone ever looks up a Terminator RPG, this will pull up.
This is the only one.
Arnold action.
Oh yeah, for anyone who found this on YouTube searching Terminator RPG, we're sorry. This is not.
They're not going to make it to 3 hours.
They're gonna go. This isn't Terminator. They're gonna hear my voice and they're gonna go, "Hey," and then they're gonna go, "Huh?" Well, and that's okay because I'm interested. Also, huge credit to Alex and his wigs. I think
Oh my
that's
god! And the fact that they changed them. They changed them up again.
that was the perfect John Connor wig, by the way.
I thought so.
Minus a little bit of the blonde, but that was like perfect. And the way you wore it was very him too. So I dug that.
We didn't like my Sarah Connor impression.
No, I did. I wish she was in it.
be real fucking hot here.
I
I guess what
love
she
this.
says.
It starts off really serious too with the overdubbing and the music. People are like, oh, it's gonna go like this.
Oh, this might actually be good. Oh, wait a
But then
minute.
they're gonna get the tone, and I think they'll dig it again. I'm gonna give it to Bob Lyle for his editing of the Terminator with the junior cover because that took some time and it was fucking hilarious. So Bob Lyle,
Way to
you
go.
are the Endgame Post winner. Because you spent the time doing it. But thank you so much for everyone hanging out tonight. This was definitely one of the funniest chats for sure. There's a lot of throwbacks too. Oh, I also love the comment. This is sort of an inside joke, but at the end with James Cameron when they said Harlan can't get through yet another door. Inside joke because on the spooky stream there was a whole game that I played and I couldn't get through the door.
Yeah, that door was unlocked. All the doors were unlocked. You could have just walked through any door.
There's a couple good scenes. I love the part where he kept pulling the pin out of the mouth.
Yes, that
Every
was
fucking
funny
scene.
too.
There's so many.
And he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was watching Terminator last night under Harlan's advice. He says, oh, if you're doing an RPG based on Terminator, you should watch it the night before because that'll give you some good backgrounds and scenarios, right? Which I will say, way to go, Harlan. That is fantastic. Great idea. But I will notice, speaking about doors, is that in the Terminator, he literally doesn't ever reach an open door. He has to kick down doors, blow in. He uses his grenade door gun to shoot in doors.
To open a door.
It's hilarious. So every time you guys were saying like the door, I was like thinking of, I'm like, oh, should I say something? Just shoot in the door.
That's too funny. The funny thing was that I was kicking open all doors, but I didn't even realize that from Terminator. I didn't remember it. So my kicking open doors was fitting. By the way, this is just a minor thing, but I want to say my favorite joke of this entire game was the fact that there are skulls everywhere. Where, honestly, I played it down, but in my head, I was fucking dying laughing, just thinking that everywhere in the future, like you leave the room and there are skulls. Perfectly white bleached skulls just piled high, and the soft clinking of the bones rolling over each other as you're pushing through. Honestly, so funny. I'm gonna laugh after this and cry because I think that's fucking hilarious. I would love to make a short movie just of that, two guys janitors in the future of Skynet being or just two robots. Being yeah, how are you doing? Good. Let's go to the lunchroom. Oh God, I love that. Anyway.
They just can't seem to pick up the skulls. There's people consistently.
It's funny because it's fucking hilarious, but it's also funny because in the original Terminator, I do remember there are skulls everywhere for no fucking reason.
And it's just so many skulls.
Yeah, but
piles and piles of skulls.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not rib cages or spines. It's skulls. I remember they're stepping on skulls and walking over skulls, and you're why are there so many heads? Anyway. Bob, well
Wow.
done for winning the end game post. You did a fantastic job. Very funny. Congrats to Michael Carl Weber for winning the Midgame. Congrats to the Regans, Lauren and John for winning the Takeoff, and Heinrich for winning the MVP. A lot of good stuff this week.
And thanks for everybody for watching and for getting involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hilarious posts. I'm reading them now. It's just
they're really
fucking
funny. I'm
hilarious.
going to laugh at these in bed. If you are watching this, please give it a like. Give it a thumbs up, because if you made it this far, we deserve it. Fucking face it.
Please smash that like button.
Oh, God. And next week, so a lot of you were asking about Grim. I just want to give you a heads up. Grim, we're going to wait a little longer. Michael is occupied at the moment, and I do want to play it with him. Worst case scenario, we will continue it without Michael if need be. But in 3 weeks, I'm supposed to be having a baby. So from anywhere from now until a month from now, I'm going to have a kid. And if I started Grim back up and the little guy came, then it would throw everything off when we'd be in another waiting period. Or, he'd come before he finished, but it's just too much stress. So for the time being, probably the next as many as we can count, we're just going to be doing one shots. So expect a lot more silliness, a lot more wild, a lot more kind of off the cuff ideas. But frankly, and this is just me, the last 4 games I've loved. We did the Hoglin Went Traveling, which I really enjoyed. We did Darkest Dungeon, which is great.
It is funny.
Darkest Dungeon, which is great. I personally really enjoyed The Longest Night.
Me too.
And then we did Terminator. And I think we did one more one shot, didn't we? Before Darkest Dungeon or before Hoglin. Or am I missing?
I think Hoglin was a one shot. That was the one that started it off.
I thought so. Okay. So I'm back next week. I'm on the roster for GMing, and I think I might go. I don't think I'm going to put the work into doing a whole new scenario. I think I might do an End of the World, because we haven't done an End of the World in a long time. Like an official End of the World. An official one. So you guys pick whether you want the community. You guys pick whether you want Alien, Revolt of the Machines, which I don't think you'll want right now, Zombie, or Wrath of the Gods. And I think I'll do an End of the World next week. Anyway, so if you made it this far, you can post on the thing. First person to post that says, I want this End of the World next week, I'll do it. So, all right.
And my goal, just so everybody knows, is to learn at least one RPG system this year. This year, Alex is going to learn Inside and Out. But see, Alex and I are brothers. Our minds don't work like that. We're the same way. He's a worse version of me. You think I'm bad with rules? Alex is like, rules? You mean we can't just jump 5 scenes to go to where I want to go?
Where we're going, we don't need the stinking rules.
Rules? I don't even pay attention to the storylines.
Chris, would you shut up? You have not. You're interrupting constantly. Did Chris even enjoy this?
I did. I was laughing more often than role playing. I have to say though.
I liked it.
Like you had me in tears a few times.
There was a few times.
Only because I punched you. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. This has been a blast. Hope to see you next Wednesday. Probably doing a spooky stream on Friday. I'm not too sure yet, but most likely Resident Evil 7 DLC. So see you then. Other than that, we'll see you next Wednesday. And as Chris always likes to say,
we'll see you around the table.
We will see you around the table, guys. Good night.